toward the sea. Lost in your eyes like the water. As the tide, it consumes me. You would never save me if my walls came down. Head is underwater, you would let me drown. Watching as I suffocate. Darling, pull the trigger, honey, steal my crown. Choke me till I black out, put your hands around. Hurt out my heart, I'm guilty. She said, worship me, worship me. I control the air you breathe. Worship me, worship me. My forgiveness sets you free. Worship me, worship me. I control the air you breathe. Worship me, worship me. My forgiveness sets you free. Cast your sins away to Him. Go a garden safe from murder. Fill the forest with your kin. You would never save me if my walls came down. Head is underwater, you would let me drown. Watching as I suffocate. Darling, pull the trigger, honey, steal my crown. Choke me till I black out, put your hands around. Hurt out my heart, I'm guilty. She said, worship me, worship me. I control the air you breathe. Worship me, worship me. My forgiveness sets you free. Worship me, worship me. I control the air you breathe. Worship me, worship me. My forgiveness sets you free.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. It is 103 wow, 103 here on the East Coast today. It is only 32 degrees outside. Make sure you got your coats and your hot chocolate. Today, we'd like to go ahead and welcome Mr. Badge 502 with us today. Badge, how are you doing? Hello.
I'm doing great. How are you? What's going on, buddy?
Oh, not too much. Just, here hanging out with you. So, how have you been the past couple of days? It's been busy for you.
It's not too bad. The type of business that we're in, busy isn't a bad thing. It's a lot of fun doing what we do, and it's a lot of fun having the opportunity to even do it. So it's been a really cool few weeks.
So isn't there a phrase that EMTs hate? What was that? Wow, it's a slow day today.
Oh my God, the brutality of it all. My God.
I said that once to a friend of mine.
Ironic because my podcast is called the Quiet Shift Podcast, so it's like I just live in the violence,
Yeah, I had a friend once who's an EMT. I told her, I was like, "Wow, is it slow? Is it that slow for you to text me?" She texted me back 5 hours later. He goes, "You asshole." She's like,
You're breaking laws.
She's like, the minute you said that, I had like 5 or 6 calls we had to go to, one after the other. She goes, "Thanks, no problem. I like keeping you on your toes."
Yeah, that's it, man. It's the joy of the business.
Not just EMTs, retail people hate that too because it's an instant curse. Listen, I work in hotels for the 15 years of my life. The minute someone would say it's slow, everybody all at once wants to check in and get free upgrades and get free this, free that, and then yell at you when you say no and they say you don't know how to do your job. Like, ma'am, this is my life. I know what I'm doing.
What I do.
Same with food service.
Tell me how to do what I do.
Exactly. Poor Raven here is like, same with food service, folks. It's true. Like, whenever you say it's quiet, it's like, why would you do this to me? Like, why would you torment me so? So, how long have you been like a content creator, like with TikTok, Twitch, stuff like that? How long have you been doing this?
So I started out in 2020. I wasn't really doing this, and just like I imagine anybody else probably does, I wasn't doing this for any reason for any notoriety or anything like that. I was just doing it because it was a lot of fun. It was a great way to pass the time. There we go. I got this thing shared out to the story. It took forever to get that thing shared out to the story. But yeah, I was just doing it to just have some fun and just enjoy the time that I had. Because I'm in a smaller town for EMS. I'm not what you would consider. I don't have a heavy caseload, so it's like, what am I gonna do? What else am I gonna do? So I decided I wanted to just start having a good time, making some TikToks, and like I always tell everybody, if you're gonna do it for you. Don't do it to try to make something of your channel. But I was just having a good time, just a great way to alleviate stress, just kind of being dopey when you have a little bit of free time.
Right.
So I started doing some, and just had a good time with it. So that was about 5 years ago.
Oh, thank you for the follow, by the way. I appreciate you. Welcome on in. We have anonymous follows turned on. That way you don't feel called out. You can just kick back and relax. Let's see. Supernova here said, anytime my coworkers try to say something, I give them the look that says, "Shut the fuck up."
That's it. The look. It's a ubiquitous look across every...
It's just like...
Every...
do you really want to finish that sentence right now? Really?
This is not the time.
Not only slow, but the word quiet. I worked in radiology as a rad tech assistant. If one person dropped the Q word, we kicked them out of the office. It's like, it's like, get out.
People don't understand why. It's like, why can't I say that? I'm like, listen, I do not have the time or the crayons to explain this to you. Get away from me.
See, sometimes I wouldn't mind saying it was quiet at work because it's slow and boring. It's like, I want this day to go by a little faster. So I would say to myself, man, it's quiet. And then if I'm like, when I would be working in a hotel, I'd work the 3 to 11 or the 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. shift. And I'd be by myself.
Oh, that's crazy.
When I would do the 11 to 7, I used to own a gaming laptop. And one night my boss came in. He's like, "What are you doing, desk?" I'm like, "I'm doing paperwork." He goes, "You're doing paperwork at 2 a.m. He goes, "Was the audit done?" "Yes, sir." He goes, "Lobby swept?" "Mm-hmm." He goes, "Breakfast area cleaned?" "Yes, sir." He goes, "Aren't you a gamer?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he tells me, he goes, "Why don't you bring in something to play?" I'm like, "Sir, you don't pay me to play games on the clock." He goes, "No, but I also don't pay you to sit here bored out of your goddamn mind." He goes, I don't
What a
care.
guy. We need a couple more of these managers.
No, he's actually, he got me into this game called Lost Ark that I later found out is it's crap. It's crap. So Himbo's got a question here for you. Homebrew Himbo does. By the way, hey bud, how many flared base related incidents have you encountered in the field?
So I've only ever had exactly one. Let me tell you, one is 5 too many. but I've experienced one. I was and just like my stories always start. If I get, I'll always say in my spiels, if I get dispatched to your house at like 3:30 in the morning on some average Tuesday, because that's how it is. It's tranquil until it's not. So we get a call for, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, for a 19-year-old male with how did they phrase it? It was an abdominal injury. It was injury to the abdomen. So we're flying there. We're like, oh God, did this guy, like, was he cooking late at night and like fell on a knife? Like, what the heck happened? We're jazzed up. We're cooking and booking. No further information given. We get on scene and it's a 19-year-old kid and he's sitting on his couch and he's perfectly fine. And he's looking up at you with these doe eyes, just real sad, scared doe eyes. I'm like, what's going on, buddy? And he just hands me a bottle. It was a bottle of Suave shampoo. It was about this big, and it didn't have a lid on it. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, where's the
lid?
Where's the lid, buddy? And he just looks at me, and I'm like, got it. Okay, so it's all good. Everything's fine. Take a deep breath, but not too deep. And let's just kind of get going. I'm like, you don't want to be here as much as I don't want to be here, so let's just handle this like professionals and just get the heck out of here. So I have a story to tell my kids when I'm 60.
I mean, he was okay in the end, right?
In the end is the only place he wasn't okay.
Oh my God! You know what? All right, show's over, folks. Have a good night. Have a good night.
Listen, it's he was doing his thing. He was in the shower. He was having a good time. Teach their own. I'm not here to judge. I never went to law school, so I don't judge anybody. But he was doing the thing, and I guess it twisted, and it went one way. The bottle went the other. It sealed up like the time lock at a bank, and that was just it.
Man, it's like, all right, think pretty thoughts while I help you get this out. Like, think of something pretty.
That's it. Just remember, if it goes in that way, it's got to come out the same size or greater hole. So just be cognizant of that.
Story to tell my kids when I'm 60th if he isn't telling this story now. We do have a story time redeemed by Mr. Jesus. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm asking if he wants you to tell a story, if he wants me to tell a story, because I have a story perfectly lined up for this every time. It's one of my favorites. It's Meth Man.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Meth Man.
Yeah. So basically what happened was I was working one of my very few morning shifts at my hotel I worked at. And I had this guy come up. He goes, "Hey, is there a manager I can talk to? I have a problem." I said, "Unfortunately, my manager is in a conference call right now. How can I help you?" He goes, "No, I need a manager." I'm like, "Sir, for all intents and purposes, I am the manager. Like, I can help. I have just as much power to help you as he does." Because he basically told me that if use my best judgment. If someone wants a refund or whatever, do what I felt was best. He slammed half of a AA battery on the desk. He goes, "Do you mind telling me what this is?" And without missing a beat, I'm like, "It's half of a AA Duracell battery. I don't follow." He goes, "Do you know what this is used for?" I'm like, "Yeah, if you had the other half, you could power a small object." Again, I don't follow. He goes, "Battery acid. It's used to make meth. I found this in your swimming pool." And I said, "All right, first off there, bud, let me slow your roll here. First off, how do you know how to make meth? Second of all,"
been watching Breaking Bad too much.
It's like, pretty much, it's like, second of all, you could not have found that in the pool. I just got back from there 30 seconds ago, and I gave it the all clear to open. There was no one in there but me. So, do you want to try this again? He goes, "No, you're going to get me your fucking manager right now." I'm like, "Or what?" I'm going to come over this counter and kick your ass." I said, "Sir, the only thing that's going to happen if you come over that counter is you're going to be going back over head first."
That's it.
I'm a patient man, Badge. You want to get me from 0 to 60?
Very dangerous assumption.
You want to get me from 0 to 60? Either threaten me or call me the R word. Like you want to see the force of 1,000 desk agents? Do one of those two. My boss came out and he goes, "All right, what's going on out here?" And my boss was
like, this guy's over here making meth in the pool. Like, what kind of place do you have going on here?
And the thing is, my boss is a short Indian man, but I was afraid of him. He's wicked strong, but he's like, "Oh, of course it's racist word here." My boss, without missing me, he goes, "Get the fuck out." He's like, "What'd you say to me?" He goes, "You heard me. I said get the fuck out before I call the cops." Eventually, the cops did have to get called because the guy refused to leave. They went up to his room.
So dumb.
You won't believe what they found in his room: a mini meth lab.
Get out of here,
Yep. I was the unfortunate one that had to go take photos for his DNR. Oh, for those that are here, from Badge's channel, DNR is a very different thing for us in the hotel business. It means do not rent.
Do not rent.
I mean, I would do not resuscitate these assholes myself, but you know.
DNR's where you just do nothing.
Basically, like, oh, the awkwardness when someone's on the DNR and they come to make check into a reservation. It's like, well, I don't know how to tell you this, but you're not getting a room tonight.
Here's the thing. You're awful. Stay someplace else.
Oh, and whenever they'd leave, I'd call every other hotel in town. I'd be like, "Hey, listen, you got someone that might be coming in. Don't rent to them. They're on our DNR list for a reason." Like, everyone thinks hotels are in competition. Yes, we are competing with each other, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to send a problem to someone else.
Yeah, friendly competition.
Yes. We have a couple of questions lined up here for you. Jonesy Time here wants to know, what is the funniest call you've had?
Funniest call I had. So every so often you have a situation where like you expect one thing and it's just a completely opposite thing when you show up. So we got a call for, it was an MVA, it was a car accident, and it came over as a tractor trailer versus a scooter, and we're like, well, this is going to be absolutely awful. Like, this is not good. This is not going to be good. So we get up there, and it was not a tractor trailer versus a scooter. It was a guy on one of those little mini. It's like a Vespa, but like a cheap, like Chinese or Japanese knockoff Vespas.
Oh no!
And he had taken his turn a little sharp, lost control of his scooter, and drove it up directly into the back and 3/4 into and crashed into the back of a United States Postal Service.
Oh no!
He like GTA'd it right into the freaking trailer, took it halfway to the back, crashed into the back, freaking just rocked it. It was amazing. It was amazing. We pull in and this guy's like, "All right, where's the accident?" And they're like, "It's in there." I'm like, "What do you mean it's in there?" They're like, "It's in there." And the guy's just sitting on the ground with his hands on his head like this. I'm like, that was amazing. Do you realize you've lived out people's fantasies? Like, this is something out of like Driver 3. Like, this is incredible.
Driver 3, man, that takes me back. That was a good
throwback.
No, actually no, Driver 3 was a shitty game.
Yeah.
It had so much controversy.
I drove it to the back of a trailer.
Thank you for the follow, by the way. I appreciate you confirming your reservation. Grab yourself a seat, kick back. If you have any questions for our guest here, please feel free to redeem the points. That's a deep cut. Now, Himbo, I will stand by. Driver 3 was one of the worst released games of its time. I am not open for debate on that. Listen, there's a whole scandal called the Drivergate scandal for a reason.
Is that right? I'm not familiar.
Yeah, basically the game was so terrible on release, all the reviewers all gave it like, oh,
Give him the bits.
ooh, okay, hello. Thank you for the bits, Zeno. I appreciate it. I hope. Here's some bits. Remember, Shrek is love. Shrek is. Oh, I hate it here. Oh, I feel bad. No, don't you worry about feeling bad about putting things off. You're all fine. I promise. But basically, everyone, all these reviewers gave it glowing reviews. It was full of glitches, it had crashes, and the Xbox version would absolutely brick your system.
Oh no.
Yeah, good game, my ass. I was so disappointed.
I used to have so much fun playing that. My buddy Matt and I used to play that game like it was our job.
Well, technically you could now.
Yeah, theoretically.
But yeah, like I think honestly Driver 2 is probably the peak for the Driver series. We had Parallel Lines, we had San Francisco, they're fun, but nothing's gonna quite beat the first time playing Driver 2. Gotta get Des to say he hates it here one more time. Nah, you know what? I'm not gonna say I hate it here. Nope! Yep.
Oh my god.
That's
My
it.
dogs are going nuts.
Damn it, Kenzie! So here's a question from Raven Chaos Kaiju is, what's the dumbest call you've ever gotten, if any?
Dumbest call. Okay. So we pulled up, actually did a video about this. It was a bit of an embellishment in the video, but this part actually did happen. So I pulled up, we got a call. It was a mutual aid call, so it wasn't in our town. We got a call for, it was a male party who was found trying to, and this is exactly how it came over, found trying to eat mailboxes. Dead serious.
Huh?
So
You
yeah,
have my
trying to eat
attention!
mailboxes. So it says he's trying to eat mailboxes. So we're like, okay, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. Something's not stirring the pot here. So let's go figure this out. So we drive up there, and sure enough, there's a guy. And you know those like regular like corner mailboxes? It must be the only one left in this town, and that's what he's doing. He's over there, and he's got his face on this mailbox, and we're like, all right, let's see what's going on here. So we go up to him like, hey buddy, what's going on? The officer's here telling me that you're trying to eat mailboxes. And he looks at me with a completely straight face. And he's like, I'm not trying to eat mailboxes. I'm just licking them. I was like, oh yeah, no, that's way better, buddy. 100%. That's now we're talking. Now it's fine. Yeah. So we're just licking mailboxes. All right, that's cool. So
Bro needed more
they have
iron
a
in his
psych-
life. Oh God,
yeah,
Kenzie.
they have a psych mailbox. They have a psych mailbox. They have a psych profiler coming out from the hospital and all this stuff. And they're like 3 hours out. We're like, let's just get this guy to the hospital and we'll figure out what's going on. He's obviously tweaked out of his mind. So the guy, we're like, buddy, we're just gonna get in the ambulance. And he looks dead straight in my face. He goes, if you touch me, I'm gonna effing kill you. I was like,
Understood. Understood.
Understood. Officers, if you want to go ahead and just whatever you're gonna do, whatever you're gonna do, because I'm not getting my my face beat today. So you guys figure that.
Or worse. Or worse. Licked.
Yeah, really.
Because listen,
you already know what he's capable of doing with mailboxes.
yeah, I don't want to know what he's gonna do to me. But
Right, so I'm like, that's enough. But yeah, that was probably one of the strangest calls I've been on.
yeah,
That
you
was
know,
nutty.
yeah, that sounds pretty strange. Kenzie B over here, bro needed more iron in his life. Jesus
So-
Christ.
So there's substantially easier ways of doing it. Like you just eat some Captain Crunch. Like even that's fortified with iron. Like just
I was
get out of here with that.
I was today years old when I realized it was the blue mailboxes for everyone to use. I always thought it was a mailbox on a house. Oh my goodness. Welcome on in, by the way. I want to make sure I pronounce this right. Mami Mialina? I hope I pronounced that correct.
Mama Mia Lena's here. Mama Mia Lena is one of our teammates here.
Oh, well, hello.
She helps us out on the channel.
Welcome in. It's nice to have you here. Any friend of Badge is a friend of ours here at the resort.
Listen, friend is a lofty definition. I'm kidding.
All right,
Don't beat
all
me up.
right. See
Mama,
here,
don't beat me
you.
up.
You know what? Actually, let's turn the camera off. Mamma Mia, you have all the fun you want. Good luck. But let's see here. Hello, Blue Collar. Welcome on in. It's good to have you here. Let's see. Next question we have is from Spider Onyx. How many dogs do you have?
I have 2 dogs, and they are running around like lunatic. Well, one of them finally settled in, and one of them's running back and forth because the cat's in the house too. So I have a blue nose Staffy, blue nose Pitty. She's just off to the side over here on my recliner, and then I have a white. She's a Palm Westie, little white Palm Westie, little floof dog, and she is next level energetic. So she's running back and forth and back and forth. That's why I have to have background noise turned off strictly because of her nails. I'll just be like. Still all over the place.
You know,
Then we
that
have a
makes
little black
sense.
cat.
Oh, I guess I did that wrong. Uh-oh. I typed in the wrong name when I made a moderator. Whoops!
Ah.
Tried to make Goose a temporary mod just in case, but I accidentally gave someone Goose Patrol, not Goose Protocol. Oopsie!
Oh.
Oh well. It happens.
You're like, oh, look, how cool. I'm a mod now.
Yeah, I had to fix that real quick. You made me a mod. Listen here, Himbo. Listen. I can barely moderate myself, let alone adding new people to the team. As you can see, I added someone completely wrong. I have a team of mods for a reason. like some of you don't know, I have some mods in the background that'll be DMing me during streams and be like, "Hey, reel it in." Like, "Hey, get back on topic. Hey, what are you doing? Where'd you go? Come back." I'm like a little kid. They're like, all right, just come on, come back. Here you go. Here, sit down.
Did you have a nice trip? Okay, bring it on in.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Basically, they're my mod team is like my Navi.
One of the dogs showed up.
The baby.
Ah,
Look at that baby.
everybody say hi to Puka.
Hey,
Puka's over on the
Puka.
couch.
Hey, Puka.
Being good babies. Get out of here, knucklehead.
Doggo. We have a couple more questions here. Let's see. Also, Kenzie B, like, why do you think I'm here? Yeah, my wife is one of my top mods because I had a mini stroke when I was 27. That's like affected my memory, and like for some reason I've become even more easily distracted. So I basically need a stream handler to help keep me on task.
I hear that loud and clear.
So like I forget the smallest things sometimes. If I don't write it down, it's like it never happened.
I just have a general all-purpose awful memory.
Ah, okay. So you're right about there with it. Question from Homebrew Himbo. Have you ever gotten a call that you weren't needed for?
Oh yeah, all the time. We get dispatched to. So I mean, the easy one that just jumps out at my mind is like fire standbys. So like we get dispatched depending on which department I'm in. We get dispatched to smoke detectors, all those type of things where it's very, very unlikely that we're going to be needed. The only time that we would generally be needed is obviously if there's a patient, but we also take care of the fire department too. So if there's an incident, we do what's called fire rehab. So we make sure that our firefighters are okay, that our law enforcement's okay, so that they can be effective in what they're trying to accomplish. But 99.9% of the time, fortunately, this is like, it's not a bad thing, but fortunately, 99% of the time we're not needed for that. We very seldom get canceled for that. It'll usually be just a release, or we'll go to a patient and they'll be like, "Hey, my heart was racing a little bit and I was a little nervous." Okay, very cool. And we'll ask a couple questions. We have standard questions that we ask. That you learned in EMT school. There's a series of questions that you ask to try to kind of figure out what's going on, get to the crux of everything. And usually not a lot of times, but oftentimes they'll say something like, "Could you just take my vitals just to make sure I'm okay?" Sure, you can take your vitals. Okay, your blood pressure's this, your oxygen's this, your heart rate's this, your pupils look great. Do you think I should go to the hospital? Well, yes, I'm not a doctor, so I think you should go to the hospital. You called me,
Yeah, you called me for a reason.
Yeah, it's like the genie. Did you wake me up? Did you bring me here? It's like, do you want to take a ride? We do. It's like, no, I just wanted to make sure my vitals were okay. Okay, sign this.
It's like a refusal to be treated kind of thing.
Exactly. It's called an RMA. We'll do what's called an RMA, AMA. So it's refuse medical assistance, and then they get out here. AMA is against medical advice.
I always thought it meant ask me anything.
You know what? You're not wrong.
Let's see here. Let me scroll up a little bit just to double check everything here. We do have a couple questions here for you. Fire Jewel, I do want to let you know I will do my best to scroll back up to get back to your question, but we do have channel points that you can redeem to ask questions as well. That way it's in the queue so I don't miss it. Let's see here. So we have let's see. The next question we have is from Spider Onyx. What's your favorite game?
So I guess it depends on if I'm playing with somebody or by myself. Lately I've been playing Space Marines 2. So
I just got that the other day from a friend. We should, if you ever have time, I'd love to play that with you sometime. I've been doing the co-op.
Nice. I've yet to play co-op on it, so I'm actually really excited to do that. So yeah, I'm down for that.
Sounds good. I'll give you.
Two of my friends have it.
I'll get you my Steam friend code here in a minute. Then that way you have it.
Word. But then when I'm jamming with the guys, like I'll play for a while. We were playing a bunch of Call of Duty, and then in this iteration of life, we're doing we play a lot of Fortnite and stuff like that in the Discord. But I'd love to start doing in the Discord is playing like Discord games with like the subscribers or even just the Gen Pop. And I think that'll really take off as the server grows. Right now, my server only has about 500 people, which is minimal because I post it very sparingly.
Right.
Because I don't want to overwhelm everybody. The last time in my old Discord, the last time I did that, I posted it at a peak time, and we got just absolutely demolished.
I can imagine. Speaking of Discord, I am going to take one quick second to be very shameless about my shilling. Don't forget, folks, !Discord if you want to come join up. We're hosting weekly community nights on Friday and Saturday nights. We're going to be doing games like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Minecraft, Mario Kart, Lockdown Protocol, Among Us, all sorts of games that can host a general higher number of players instead of 4 at once. So we'll be hanging out, having a...
Minecraft.
Sounds good. Yeah, just feel free, folks, to join on in. Subscribers do get priority queuing just because, you know, they support the channel. They, like, we're going to be rotating out every 30, 40 minutes, you know, let people come in, have some fun. So, yeah, feel free to come on in for that. Sub with Prime. You know what? Want a break from the ads? We'll go full Spotify on here. But, let's see. We do have a question from Homebrew Himbo. Oh, wait, no, hold on. We have Classy first. STFU desk. No. You listen here, Classy. You listen here.
Doesn't sound like a question. Sounds like answered in the affirmative.
Classy here has a question. Do you ever get recognized by the people you're rescuing? And if you do, what's it like?
So fortunately, I think this is fortunate. I have not yet been recognized by a patient. I get recognized, as you would imagine, at hospitals and things like that. I've been to a few events for EMS where I got recognized substantially. As you can imagine, I'm kind of in my niche, if you will. So I've gone to, like, you know, CEU courses where I'm there for 2-3 days, and that's insane. That's absolute madhouse. I went out to Boston for the Unsubscribed podcast, and I was recognized heavily there. I actually just got recognized at Pizza Hut the other day. It's so random. It happened so randomly.
It's not consistent. Is the thing.
It's so wild. She walked up to me and she said, she's like, "Do you watch YouTube?" I'm like, "Yeah, I watch. Yeah, sure." She's like, "There's this EMT on there that makes these really funny videos. You look just like him." I was like, "Yeah."
It's like, oh, you don't say.
I was like, "Tell me about him." She's like, "Is that you?" I'm like, "That is me."
It's like,
and then she actually told me the video, so I thought that was cool.
Jeez, who's shooting at me here?
Jesus, getting violent over here.
Okay, that should not have been that loud. That should not have been that loud.
Yeah, here we are.
Oh no, he's been shot. He needs rescue. Jesus Christ.
I'm like Reagan, missed me.
You're missed.
Oh, Puka's getting into it. She wants to go after the cat.
Oh, I see what. Okay, I see what my my one of my mods meant. Okay, I see. I'll tell you later. It's actually kind of funny.
Nice.
Yeah, it's something. Oh, geez, who's still shooting at me? Classy.
She's sending him.
He sure is. There we go. Now I can see the glory of the mod view. Pop. Yes. Whew. All right. I need to turn off one thing I completely forgot to temporarily disable. I forgot to turn off crowd control. You know what? I'm gonna leave it there. It's not hurting anything. I fired and I missed. I fired my gun and I missed. Classy! You're not gonna hit me. Stop it. Let's see here. The next question we have. Definitely up to you if you want to answer it, as you know. My last question: have you ever had a call that you learned later ended in worst case scenario?
So, in this business, you have to be cognizant of the fact that you don't win every time. It really helps you embrace some good things that you're able to do. We always have it. We have a joke where it's like, don't judge us by our losses, judge us by our wins. But there's always circumstances that you need to be able to reconcile with yourself that you did the best you can, that you did everything that you could with what you were given, with the resources that you had, and with what their compatibility with existence is. And sometimes you lose. Sometimes you don't win those battles. And fortunately, the good does outweigh the bad. It's one of the reasons why I didn't want to become a paramedic, because as a paramedic, I always say you don't get called to little Johnny with the skin knee. I get called to little Johnny with the skin knee. You get called to bad day after bad day after bad day after bad day. And while I don't think it would be a problem for me to mentally be able to handle that. I feel like it would you have to be able to pour from a cup that isn't empty. And I feel like that would sap my cup a little too fast.
I can imagine.
I wasn't really willing to compromise myself to do that. So as an EMT, you have the levity of going to the guy who licks mailboxes or the guy who drives up into the back of a postal truck, and to the fire standbys that break everything up. As a medic, you don't get to do that. So I'm very lucky again in the fact that I'm in a small community, so I don't get called to too much crazy. So I haven't had a whole lot that was that ended in worst case scenarios. But unfortunately, I've had cases where you as long as you do your best, that's all that person can ask for. It's what they deserve. They deserve your best every time. And sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but for the most part, I'm very lucky to say that I've definitely won more than I've lost. So you get some really crap calls, and you just have to. That's when you rely on your resources, you rely on your squad, you rely on the people above you. I'm lucky enough to be the mental health resource officer for my department. I'm the community chair for NAMI New Jersey. So mental health is something that I'm very cognizant of and something that I take very seriously. So as long as you're able to work within in the confines of what can happen, we don't get paid, so to speak, for what we do. We get paid for what we might have to do. And as long as you're able to reconcile that, you're going to do okay.
It's definitely one of those jobs of. Also, thank you for the tea, Renetta. I appreciate you, hon. I have Pepsi right now, but you know what? I could actually go for a cup of tea after this. Welcome back, by the way, Classy. It's good to have you here. But your job is basically one of those, you want to, but you can't save everyone.
That's it. I'm fortunate enough that I think it's fair to say most of the people that I was unfortunately not able to help were beyond that point when I got there. I've never fortunately had a patient deteriorate on me.
That's good.
So I've never had a patient, you walk into a house and it's like the guy's like, my head hurts, and then they just drop and that's it. I'm like, that's never happened. So I'm very lucky in that sense too. And that does happen. That absolutely happens. But I'm fortunate enough, knock on wood, that hasn't happened yet.
Well, that's good. That's very good. That's I'm happy for you that you haven't had to have like worst case scenario,
I mean, I've had to deal with, and this was actually when I wasn't even on the job. I was an EMT, but I was working at a gun range in town, the town that I was working in, and I had somebody decide that they no longer wanted to be compatible with life, and they shot themselves. And we actually were able to save that person. So even that went well.
Good.
And he survived.
Also, thank you for the tea, Mrs. Desk. I appreciate it. So look at that. My Mrs. Desk is always on top of everything. She heard me mention I want some tea, and boom.
Bango.
I feel the need to ask a lighthearted question after that. What's your favorite pizza topping? Listen, if he says pineapple, I'm with him.
It is not pineapple.
I'm with him.
So angry when I say this.
What, pineapple doesn't go on pizza?
I mean, listen, I don't like to yuck anybody's yum. If you're weird, you're weird. But I'm a plain pizza guy. I can do pepperoni, I can do sausage, I can do all that type of stuff. But if
I mean,
win, lose or draw. Like I ordered pizza yesterday, it was a plain pizza. 2 days ago, plain pizza. When I went to Pizza Hut and met that lady, plain pizza.
Oh, that's good.
But I'm the weird one. I'm the weird one because I know that that's not how everybody acts, but I reconcile that.
Badge doesn't like pickles. Well, shoot. You know what? The
Badge
show
does
is
not like
over.
pickles. Badge does not like pickles. He absolutely does not like pickles. Pickles are the result of somebody having too many vegetables and wanting them to last forever. Nothing should last forever. Okay, pickles are gross.
Take the salty with the sweet. Listen. No. You know
Ugh.
what? You're not. See, for me, my favorite pizza so far was one that chat actually made for me last year during my affiliate anniversary. Everyone suggested ingredients like spinach, anchovies, pepperoni, all these different things. I spun a wheel and chose 5.
Oh,
If I
gosh.
remember, one was sun-dried tomatoes. There was extra cheese, pepperoni. What was the 4th one? I believe pineapple and spinach.
Okay.
I didn't think I was gonna like
I
it.
can paint that together. I can paint that. I
Yeah,
can co-sign that.
And the website wouldn't allow me to put anchovies on the pizza, so I got a hold of Mrs. Dust like, hey, could you pick up a tin of anchovies on the way home? Because I like anchovies already, like they're great.
Just in
It's also
general.
a good base for a Caesar dressing too.
Sure. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
many
You make a good homemade
people
Caesar.
like they're so shocked when you say anchovies go into Caesar dressing. They're like, no, it doesn't. Yes, it does.
Oh yes, it does. And
It's
guess what? You've been eating them. Mwahaha.
basically I love blowing people's minds when I do that. Basically, when I got it here, I took a bite. And I'm like, ooh, this is actually really good. As you know, I'm a VTuber. I didn't have my face on my camera. So somebody that was in my voice chat with me saying, I don't believe you ate any of those anchovies. So I took my camera, positioned it to show the pizza itself. Hello, thank you for coming on in. I appreciate you popping by. So basically what happened was I took the camera, turned it to the pizza, put just got my chin and mouth in camera and took a bite with the anchovy. I'm like, see, I'm eating it. I told you, it's delicious. And she's like,
You
I'll be
did it.
damned.
You did it like the dew, just from the neck to like the mouth.
Basically, it was
That's pretty
honestly
awesome.
one of the best pizzas I've ever had. Believe it or not.
When in the former iteration of my business, when I was working with my partners at the time, we did a pizza challenge, and it was like like the idea was gross toppings, and for me they're gross toppings. They put anchovies on it, but honestly, the anchovies at that point for me were probably the best part of it, and it was like anchovies, pickles, some red, like insanely spicy pepper, and it was just, the whole thing was just dreadful. And in order for me to have a drink of anything else, I had to drink a jar of pickle juice, and it was just the amount of disdain that I have for pickles. That is just, it was, I had to reconcile that with myself for like 6 weeks. I just couldn't. I was not happy. I was not thrilled.
Yeah. Well. So let's see here. What is your? We're talking about. Whoop! I'm thinking. I can't rock in
Yeah.
my chair. I can't rock. There is nothing wrong with pickles. Listen, I make my own pickles. I used to make my own. I would make like 10, 12 jars at a time.
Jesus. Nope.
Well, the
Nope,
reason
nothing should
being
last
is
forever.
in the town I used to live in when I lived out in Illinois, I'd go to the neighbors and I'd bring them all like a jar or two and keep like
Mhm.
maybe 3 for myself. I would
Okay.
do various kinds. I'd do like garlic pickles. I would do spicy pickles. I'd do sweet pickles. I remember one time I took banana peppers. I'm like, you know what? Let's toss these in a jar. Let's toss these
Mhm.
tiny little atomic peppers in this jar and see what happens. Next morning, the
Oof.
jar was blood red. I'm like, oh, that's ominous. I opened it and took a sniff. I'm like, wow, I can smell again.
But
like-
that's not to say that I don't like fermented things, right? That's not to say that I don't like things that are fermented. Like I like kimchi. There's certain like when I go to ramen, they do like the little like pickled like carrots and stuff like that. Some of that stuff I can co-sign, right? Like that, I don't quantify that as pickles. I picture, I'm talking straight up like Vlasic, insert make and model of pickle here.
Vlasics are good.
Can't do.
Listen,
Can't do.
listen. Now you're gonna have to come back at some point. We're gonna have to do a pickle tasting stream.
Yeah, that'll be fantastic. It'll be you being able to house pickles and me wanting to like punch holes in walls. That sounds like a phenomenal stream.
Yeah. Oh, you got Kenzie B's attention. She loves kimchi.
Well, Kenzie she likes kimchi. Beautiful. Kimchi I can totally co-sign. I actually, for a long time, I was putting kimchi in all of my food. I was actually
Ooh.
drying it and powdering it and putting it in stuff. It was I'm a big kimchi guy.
Yeah, like I've wanted to give it a try, but for some reason I just like it smells great, but I just can't get past the appearance. I eat with my eyes first, and if it doesn't look tasty, I'm like, it's not gonna taste good. Even if it could be the best tasting thing in the world, I'm not putting it anywhere near my mouth.
Have you seen the gosh, I can any other day I'd be able to tell you his username, but I can't off the top of my head. The guy who's like, sometimes you need an entire cucumber. This is the best way to do it. Have you seen that?
I've seen it. Yes, I know who you're talking about. I can't think of the name either, but
I would, any other day, if I wasn't on camera right now, I'd be able to tell you without a hesitation. But that guy, he eats kimchi with like so many things, so many random things, and I'm just like, now I need kimchi. He shows you how to make it and good stuff. I could do that.
let's see.
You guys see that Seth Rogen pickle movie?
Where the dude is pickled for 100 years, wakes up and I have not, but now I got to look it up. DM me the name, classic.
No, I feel like that's the stuff that my nightmares would be made of.
Great way to explain that. Yes, eating with your eyes first. And Goose, you're right. Texture for me is everything. I love the taste of mashed potatoes. I cannot get past the mouthfeel.
Everything is mashed potatoes to your mouth. I mean, to your stomach, right? All potatoes are mashed potatoes to your stomach.
No, I can eat like French fries. I can eat baked potatoes. I can eat potatoes that are roasted in the oven. I can eat all of that. But if you mash it and mix it with butter and cream, I can't. And I hate it because they're so delicious.
They're so good. Little twice baked potato, little make the mash and just restuff it with some butter and some bacon and cheese and sour cream. Oh, all right. Let's get around a twice baked potatoes. Let's get them going.
yeah, on your bill. Mama Mia here. Great way to explain that eating with your eyes. Yeah. See, I take pride when I cook. Like if I'm cooking for myself, I don't care what my food looks like. Like it's all gonna be slop on a plate for me. But when I'm cooking for like my wife or my friends, I want it to be perfect.
Little plate presentation. Wipe the edges.
I actually did for a late birthday dinner for her. I did steak, lobster, and stuff because I came into a little extra money, and I'm like, I'm gonna do something nice for my wife. I made her the same dinner I made that I proposed to her with it. When I proposed to her, I'm like, listen, I don't have a whole lot of money, but I made you dinner. Will you marry me? It'll look all the same when where it goes to from same when it gets to where it's exactly, but it's just I like having a nice presentation on my dish. I can't get past not being like, no, I can't do this. Like if I look at something that someone else made and it doesn't look appetizing, it's like, listen, it smells great and I'm sure it tastes good, but
can't do it.
No, I can't. I'm sorry.
I make this stuff called, and it's just, I didn't make it up. It's a real thing. It's called crack slaw. Have you ever heard of that?
Crack slaw. Never heard of it, but what's the sound?
So,
what is that?
So it's basically coleslaw mix, so like a veggie mix, right? And so it's like shredded carrots and cabbage and lettuce, and you throw that in a pan. You kind of let it water out a little bit, and you could do chopped pork or chopped chicken or stuff like that. Usually I'll do like a ground chicken or a chopped up real small chicken, and you basically make it like a more like a Thai flavor the way I make it. So it'll be like sesame oil, like peanut buttery, that type of flavor to it, and you basically mix all that together in the pan, and then you can make like a little Thai peanut sauce outside, or I'll add like the Korean chili flake, or I'll add chili crisp to it, make it a little spicy, and then I'll have like a peanut sauce on the side. I'll do a little drizzle. Ooh. Insane, super low cal, very keto, super good. That looks like a nightmare. It looks like an absolute nightmare, and it tastes better because like the flavors get to marinate overnight. It tastes 10 times better the second day and looks 50 times worse. It's an absolute nightmare. But it's so good.
What's funny is I could say the same about American goulash. It looks like a mishmash. It's the one thing that looks like a mishmash that's so delicious. I made a giant pot of it one night for Mrs. Desk and I. And it was first coming out, and I sent some pictures to a friend of mine in Discord, and she was like, "Why does it look like soup?" I'm like, "Just be patient." I'm like, "Trust the process." Yes.
Good soup.
Like, I was like, I added more beef broth than I should have, but trust me, there's a process to this. And when it was finally done, and I bowled it up,
Mhm.
garnished it up, and I sent it to her, she goes, "Oh my god, that looks delicious." I'm like, right? Right?
So good.
It's better the
So
next
good.
day
Uh,
when you take a couple of scoops of it, put a tiny bit of butter in a frying pan and fry it up.
ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone
I can
thinks like
co-sign that.
everyone's like, why are you Sarita,
Oh,
thank you for
hot,
the sub. I
hot.
appreciate that. I appreciate you using your Jeff Bezos pesos to sub with Prime.
Jeff Bezos Pesos.
I heard that once from someone who says it. I'm like, that's clever. I'm stealing
Somebody write that down for me.
that. But no, like everyone's like, oh, you fried it. I'm like, it's just reheating it in the pan. Like,
First off, poo-poo on anybody that says, "Oh, you fried it." Frying makes everything better. You could fry water and it'll be better, except for the
you
whole,
know, you actually
3-degree burns. You know,
you actually can fry water. You
Yeah,
can
it'll
bread
go
and
real
fry
bad
it.
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's frying makes everything better, and I don't want to hear.
Yeah.
I will not take. I will take exception to anyone who says the contrary.
fried spaghetti, fried lasagna, like it's all of it is just reheating it in a pan. It's better than putting it in the microwave because it's so uneven. You're evenly evenly making deep fried ice cream. I still have to try that.
Mm-hmm.
I still
Deep fried Oreos. Big deep fried Oreo fan.
Classy has a question here for you. What's your self-care regimen like? What is a good daily routine to stay healthy on a busy schedule with minimal free time?
How do you know that I have a busy schedule and minimal free time? How did you know that? For me, self-care starts the minute you wake up. A lot of people say, if you want to be successful, start by making your bed, right? So I wake up before everybody else does, so I can't make my bed. My days I like to start off slow. I like to wake up slow, so I'll come downstairs into my office, into the media room here, and I'll throw on a little lo-fi. I'll make a cup of coffee, which I'm still working on, so you can tell I literally just woke up not that long ago. And I will throw on some lo-fi. I'll pull out the tablet, my iPad, and my iPad is my life. Everything. If I lose my iPad, my ability to function within my day-to-day life it'll be done. So I bust out the iPad. I read the news, listen to some music. I journal. I start by making sure that I myself am in homeostasis and that I am ready to function within the day. Otherwise, I feel apprehensive and I feel overworked without having done anything, and that's just a lousy feeling. So I like to start the day off on my terms, best I can. I'm a shower in the morning kind of guy, so I take my shower soon, within an hour or so after I start my day, and then it's just from there. Make sure the beard's trimmed up if I'm feeling like I need to. Otherwise I don't care. I just let it woof out. Enjoy the Wolfenstein look, and then
Wolfenstein's a good game.
Heckin' yeah. And then I just try to I try to itemize my day the best I can. I live off of my reminders app and my notes app. So if I'll end my day by putting down tomorrow's to-do list, so to speak, and I start crossing stuff off the list as my day goes. And it's I kind of enjoy doing that, one, because it's in front of me and I can see what I need to do in the course of the day, but it's also a feeling of accomplishment. Boop, you hit the bubble, it's gone, you don't have to worry about it anymore, it's done. It's like a little small feeling of accomplishment. It's a little good job, buddy.
Just a little pat on the back.
You have to be able to be self-motivated in life. Nobody's going to do stuff for you, especially when you're creating content. There's not a single, believe me, there's not a single person in my family that's going to be like, you need to go create content. Not going to happen. They're going to be like, you need to stop that. But no, my family's incredibly supportive, but they're not going to remind me to go do stuff, like that. I'm best as I can be, I get that stuff done. As a head of a household, you got to make sure that you are in control of what you're doing through the course of your day. And you have to have self accountability. Otherwise, what's the point of doing it? And you just cross things off your list, get through the end of your day, make sure that everything that you did was accomplished and to the best of your ability. If it's not, fix it and don't mess it up. And then start up your list for tomorrow. And then for the old wind down, I kind of do the same thing. I'll throw on the iPad, I'll read a little bit, I'll watch some YouTube. I don't I can't even remember the last time I watched TV. Pretty much all my media consumption is off of YouTube and apps. So it's like
Same
just
here.
mellow out.
I'll at night my wind down with Mrs. Dusk. We'll get all comfy in bed and we'll just scroll
Mhm.
funny TikToks. And every so
That's
often, when I see something pop up that's even remotely phallic, I don't look at the name. I'm like, I already know whose this is.
I know this. I know where this is going.
Yeah, I see those, and just listening to you do your rants about it is just the stuff that you make up on the spot is just that's
Some of it is made up on the spot.
That's a skill right there. Like it's like just listening
The
to you go
the
on.
super long-winded ones are usually written. The really long-winded ones, those are the ones that are usually written down. But there's stuff like, especially like the quick cutaways, like those are usually improvised. And mind you, improvised is kind of a lofty term too, because I still record it 30 times until I get it right. So
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with doing double takes. I've done that a few times. Like I'll pretend I'm live when I'm playing a game, and I'll be, oh no, you know what, that sucked. Let's try this again. Like I practice.
yeah, you
So
gotta you have an audience, a responsibility to your audience to not be garbage, you know. So.
Yeah. You know what? The thing is, my streams are full of what's called scuff, mistakes, maybe sound not working, scene transition not happening, game crashing. Somebody asked me like, how do I handle it? I'm like, you know what? I just roll with it, and I gripe and bitch and moan the whole time, like in a lighthearted manner, like, ah, here we go again. Come on, what's going on? Like,
what did I break?
Like what broke this time?
Like, it's a level of reality to it that, you know, we're not
relatability.
We're not perfect, you know? Yeah, absolutely. We're not perfect.
Like,
Trust and believe. It's one of the reasons why the vlog I put out showed that side of the camera, because back behind me looks really cool. You know, I think this is a really cool setup, but over here is an absolute train wreck.
Oh yeah, you should see my desk. It's let's see, I got my cup of tea here, I got my wallet over there, I got my PlayStation controller here, my Switch controller there, my bell over here. One of my speakers is turned on its side so my camera can sit on it.
I like that.
Pepsi can.
Yeah. Now you're talking.
Yeah, it's a mess.
I'm set up on a 1 foot by 1 foot, maybe a little more, 1 foot by 1 foot mini, like two drawer thing right here where the microphone is. Then I have a TV tray set up over here and a TV tray set up over here, the laptop over here, the iPad and the Stream Deck over here. Yeah, it's
professional grade, streamer right there.
That's it. That's how we do it. Make an effort, not an excuse. That's it.
Listen, as long as you're able to go live, be comfortable. It's like as long as you're physically comfortable in the spot you're in, does it really matter what it looks like?
Yeah, no, you're not gonna see it. You're gonna see this. I even have little pretty lights out. Like, pay attention over here. You know, don't look over here.
Yeah, don't pay no attention to what's behind the curtain.
Exactly.
Hello, Zoe. Welcome in, hon. And yes, I know he's got a very realistic. Whoop, I didn't mean to flip you off. He's got a very realistic avatar over here. Like we have the first,
right? Not too bad.
First real life VTuber. He's very articulate. He's got all.
You see what I look like in real life, though. It's crazy.
I know, right? It's pretty close to the real thing. Badge has a bad addiction to Diet Coke. That's what he means when he's setting up the studio.
Who said it?
Don't worry about
Who's yelling at? Who's yelling at me? Just because I put my DC in a cup doesn't mean that you guys got to call me out on it, right?
Nah. You know what? If our communities didn't call us out, you know, would we really be where we are? I've had my group, folks call me out like, hey, you know, you better drink. It has ray trace, RTX, and ray tracing. It does. Just look at his articulation. Like,
you know, it's those G-Sync monitors, man. They really make the difference.
Speaking of that, VTubing has like just grown. Oh, speaking of hydrate, let me grab a drink really quick of my tea.
Looks like you're drinking your watch.
I know, right? Look at the time. Zoe wants to know what. Really cool. She says, "May I have your pronouns?"
He, him.
Well, they're hers now. She's keeping them.
Ah.
That's gonna interview Project Melody. Who? You know what? I'm gonna have to look into that. Yeah, there she is. She's holding it at gunpoint. She's keeping them.
Just be cool, man.
Yeah, no. She
be cool.
She's a little gremlin. She steals everyone's pronouns around here.
I'm tired of you dodging me, man.
Yeah, Where's my money? You got money for fake mustaches? I love that whole scene. I do like that for Family Guy. You got money for fake mustaches, man. If you interview Project Melody, that sounds so familiar. I'm gonna have to look up this individual afterwards. But so with your content, with the things you do, have you had anything shape what you do? Like, does your personality shape your content? Does your real life experiences shape what you do? Things like that.
So the channel and the content sort of evolved within itself, right? So I still very much follow the same premise of I make my content for me, and I love that people get a kick out of it. It makes me so happy when people have a great reaction to it. But at the end of the day, I'm still the same creator that I was when I started, whereas I'm making this content for me. It's my levity. It's what I do for fun. So if people love it, awesome. If they don't, no, I'm sorry. Better luck next time, right? So the content that I put out will either be my normal content, or it'll be the occasional advertisement that I do. It'll be mental health related. It'll be work related, and those videos don't get the major clicks, right? The main clicks that I get are the normal content. So my life, the way I describe my socials is TikTok is my life in humor, Instagram is my life in pictures, Facebook is my life if you want to talk about it. And then I have Threads also.
I don't mean to interrupt, but we are going to take a super quick ad break. That way people don't miss anything.
Go for it.
We'll be back in a few minutes, folks. Enjoy the clips. We'll be going to West Point. Oh, Braden, I appreciate you for confirming your reservation. Braden, thank you for confirming your reservation with us. Please grab yourself a cup of coffee and a muffin or a bagel, sit back, and enjoy the controlled chaos. Oh, I took my eyes off the screen for 2 seconds. 2 fucking seconds. At least we know I can drive through the lava, so I don't have to worry about jumping. Okay, so we cannot drive through the lava. We have to worry about jumping. There we go.
Did I surprise you?
No, you did not. I am not easily surprised. No one can surprise me. Ah! I guess I can be surprised.
I love it! I love it so much! I'll tell you why I love it, okay? Because I'm a goblin, and this picture feels so goblin-y, and you gave me collarbones. Thank you for the collarbones. I love that about it.
Look at that. That's really well done.
It's honestly, I genuinely like it. I'm not even joking. Like it's fucking badass. It's so good. Thank you for this.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. I legitimately, I think it's awesome.
It's very well done. Like that's all right. Rolls a 1
to give you guidance.
Rolls a 1, kills the frog by touching it.
That is an entire frog.
Wow, knock on wood, huh? You just cursed Orin.
Whoops. Oh. Hello, welcome back. Oh, look at that right away. The minute I come back, Goose with a posture check. Here we go. Crack my back. Oh, that's much better. That actually felt really good. Thank you, Goose. So yeah, Kenzie B, that was the perfect clip. An EMT on stream, and the first clip that pops up is me crashing a car. No, Project Zomboid is another good game. It's another one of my favorites. I don't know if it's be something you'd like, but it's very, very grounded in reality. You have to eat, drink, sleep, make sure you're not depressed or bored. if you get infected, that's pretty much it. Like it's a
Ah,
countdown.
the-
Like what if you get
They don't have
infected?
doctors.
There's no cure like for the zombie virus in that game. Like once it happens, you don't know that's what it is until it's too late.
Mm.
I play games to
That
get
does
away
sound
from
good.
real life. Project Zomboid is great, especially with mods. Oh my god, that game is so moddable. Like it's very versatile and it works really well like with controller too. Like I play 90% of my games with a controller just because
Mhm.
I have mobility issues with my left hand. Like I can
Okay.
play games, it's just sometimes I'll mispress something or my hand will slip or whatever.
Sure.
I play games to get away from real life. No, you know what? No, Goose. No, this is real life. Games are real. If you die in the game, you die for real.
Games is real.
Games is the reals deals, yos. Okay, I'm not doing that again. All right, this is your show now, Badge. Good luck.
And scene.
Let me go bet. Let me go jump off a cliff. See, listen, you can absolutely go do that once.
Exactly once.
I have a mod that
Exactly
cures zombification. You just cut off your armor. Like Jesus Christ, Zoe.
Well, I guess that's one way of doing things.
I mean, technically, that's not wrong. Very modful, very demure. Oh my goodness, I hate it
Very
here.
nautical. Very, very demure.
Hello, Dan. Yeah, I'll go ahead and grab a drink. Thank you. No, it's
Making fun
just
of my DC. Unbelievable.
yeah. No, you know we're gonna make fun of the Diet Coke, sir. How do you drink as much Diet Coke as you do and live? Is that out of pure spite?
Everybody dies. Not everybody truly lives.
God damn, that was good. That was good. That was clever. I like it. So, do you have any kind of like plans or ideas for 2025 when it comes to like your TikTok or your Twitch? Anything particular that you want to work on or achieve?
So I'm currently working on growing my YouTube channel. So what I'm going to be doing is breaking into more long form content. So I have a couple of vlogs out, and that's more, as much as I love putting the vlogs out, what I'm really doing is kind of getting the mentality down, the editing down, all these things that I kind of want to do on the back end. It kind of just gives me good practice on a more simple level. Cause like obviously editing a vlog is just, record, cut this part out, cut this part out, cut this part out, add some music and you're good to go. So it's a good way to get a good baseline for what I'm trying to do. The long form content, there's going to be basically 3 different types of things. As an EMT, so there's creators out there that'll do like police breakdowns. I'm not a cop, so I really can't speak from authority for that. But what I can speak to is ridiculous or funny or crazy interactions with law enforcement, because that's the stuff I show up to, whether they're intoxicated and start acting ridiculous, or they try to run away from the officers and they fall down. It's just dumb. People just acting stupid on traffic stops. So that's going to be part one of my branches is going to be bringing that stuff to light. Another one is going to be just like a question and answer type deal, because I get a lot of questions in the TikTok for sure, and also when I do things like Ask Me Anything on Instagram and stuff like that, I get a lot of questions. So I'm going to do a series where I maybe answer 3 or 4 or 5 of those in one video, and then
Okay.
I think it's oh my camera's
Whoop!
going.
Man
Hold on
down.
one sec. Hold on one sec.
The EMT needs an EMT,
There we go.
and that
I'm gonna take
is
me a
what
second to
Scuff is.
figure out where this camera was, but I'll
And that,
figure it out.
folks, is what Scuff is about.
Good dog. Good dog.
Raw footage, exactly, Goose. Look at that. We'll cut that out in post. Don't you worry. Or actually, I'll add a playback of it like 4 times. We know the kind of shit I'm used to here. I'll cut it and paste it 4 times.
Let's see. Here we go.
Also,
man, this
Kenzie,
thing
you
is
know what? The
freezing
quote
cold.
about is anyone truly living about Diet Coke?
There
You
we
know
go.
what? Is anybody really truly living? That was deep like a shampoo bottle cap. Himbo, no.
Alrighty.
Oh,
That should
no.
theoretically be okay.
Yeah, look at that.
All
We're
right.
back.
There we go. And this is I'm telling you guys, whoever's watching now, if you do streaming, if you don't do that, this is why I'm going to tell you, buy your stuff at Best Buy. All right. Buy your stuff at Best Buy because they have a year-long warranty. It's like $150 and it covers every piece of anything that you buy from Best Buy. All right. So this camera is like a $2,000 camera that just fell straight off the stand, and I don't care. I don't care because
You
I
can
will put it
replace
on the
them.
counter and be like, one, please.
Yep. Yeah, I actually got a new chair earlier this year. Was it earlier this year? No, right around Christmas time, because my other chair, I was sitting in it, and all of a
Mhm.
sudden, it just leaned forward, and I literally slid out of my chair
Just,
and bonked my head on my desk. I'm like, like,
bonk.
well, I need a new chair.
This is that's the my wife just came home, so that's the excitement of the pupperinos going to greet her.
Oh, I love dogs. I love their excitement. I'm a cat person more than dogs simply because cats are so independent. They'll come to you when they're ready for love. Or they'll be like my brother's cat. She'll let you pet her, and then she'll roll on her back to expose her stomach, and it's like, all right, now this has to be a trap. It's one of two things are about to happen. One, she's gonna let you pet her, she's gonna purr like crazy, or she's gonna maul your hand if you touch her. We
And
literally
you know what? She doesn't decide until it's time.
Exactly. We literally bought your chair 3 days. Yes, we did. That's right. I need a gaming chair. I'm sitting in a wooden dining room chair. Himbo, no. Sir,
That's bad. That's bad for your tuchus.
it is. Even with pillows
Bad for
on.
the tuchus. Bad for
Yeah.
your back support. You got to get back support. You know, if you're gonna be sitting there on them all night extravaganzas, you know, you gotta get that back support, that arch support. You kidding me? I'm not. Don't go by me. I'm not leaning against the back of my chair right now. It's fine. I'm at the edge of my seat. I'm having a conversation. All right. But I'm sorry. What were we talking about? Run it back. Before my camera decided to take a header off the world.
We were talking. We were just
Told you,
talking
good
about.
memory.
Hold on. What were we talking about? Hang on. Let me. Oh yeah, we were just talking about your long form content.
The long form, right? So we're gonna do the question and answer type deal, and then this I'm gonna try to host with other creators. What I want to do is you know, like those like 911 shows, like your Chicago PD, Chicago Fire, all these shows. I'm sure most people know this, but if you watch some of these shows, that's not reality. Like a lot of the stuff is not reality. It's obviously made for drama, and that's cool.
Mhm.
But there's so many inaccuracies in these shows, and we're gonna bring them to light. So we're gonna have a good time with that. Now, if we're gonna do Chicago Fire, like I'm not on a fire department, but I have fire department friends. I have fire department Chronicles and Fire Steve and all these guys that are, you know, awesome. Fireman Lance, all these really cool creators. I'm gonna bring them on, and we're gonna have a good time with it.
Okay. Speaking of which, if you want to go ahead and drop a link in my Discord DM for your YouTube, I'll go ahead and I will paste it in chat for people to check you out.
Sure, I can do that.
Yeah, you're the guest here. We get to go ahead and push you. Oh, Deuce already on top of it. Look at that.
That's
right. I
That's what we
made.
pay him the big bucks for, right?
Wait, you pay your mods? Hold on. Hang on. Badge. You're only supposed to throw peanuts at them.
So yeah, I mean, I throw stuff at them, maybe peanuts though. I have a standing rule with myself, and I've been saying this for a long time. And that's you take care of your people, whatever that means, right? Whatever that means to you, whatever that means to them. You know, you take care of your people, and everybody listening, take care of your people. All right, make sure you do the right thing by the people that take care of you.
Also, before I forget, because I keep forgetting to mention this, because my brain goes. After the show, folks, at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Homebrew Himbo is going to be having me over for some Baldur's Gate 3 for a couple of hours.
Nice.
And then
Very
after
cool.
that, I'm going radio silent because I am spending time with the missus and we're watching a movie and we're going to have some popcorn popped in a pan.
I like it. What are you watching?
No idea.
I've never heard of it.
We're basically going to be deciding on whether we watch a streamer friend of ours or a movie, because we watch this one streamer who's a friend of mine, Orange is Boring. She likes to do Sundays. She plays Animal Crossing. She's modded herself into the game. She's a fellow VTuber, so she plays as herself in Animal Crossing, and all of the characters in her game are modded to be her various VTubing friends.
Can you play Animal Crossing not on your Switch?
Yes, but that's for a topic for after the show.
Because I have my Switch, right? And I got to tell you, I played my Switch. Gosh, I played with it maybe 3 times, and then I played it once when we had like some people over. We did like GoldenEye and all that, you know, throwback retro stuff, and then
Oh,
that was
I
pretty
love
much it. So it
GoldenEye.
just sits. it's just sitting there looking pretty. You know, it matches the PlayStation. I got the black and white one, so it's matching the PlayStation. And it just, I never touch it. And I just feel awful about it. Like I was going to sell it, but then I'm like, I also want it, you know? So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe when I do my redesign, I'm doing my closet up real nice. Maybe when I do that, I'll go ahead and make a little display for it and
There you
end up
go.
using it.
Zoe, I do remember emulation is legal. It's just that it's still a very difficult gray area to talk about on stream because I've actually seen some people get shut down for it. So I'm just trying to be very careful because I'm still trying to grow. I just recently hit 1,100 followers. I don't want to that up. Like I've worked hard. We as a community have worked hard. But yeah, I'll help you figure that out at some point if you'd like. Speaking of which, before I forget, let me actually send you a friend request so I don't forget. Oh, I see how it is.
A friend request on what, Discord?
On Discord, yeah. What's the topic today? The topic is just various things that we're talking about with Badge here. Just content, career, games, a little bit of everything. Speaking of which, we actually have a question from Zoe Baskerville. What's your favorite Pokemon?
Listen, I was not a huge Pokemon person growing up, but let me tell you, all right, when you get a Charizard, like a person like referencing Charizard, when we like just the concept of them, I thought it was just so dope. But its evolution, hundo percentages. I'm a Charizard kind of guy.
Yeah, you know what? See, for me, if I had to pick a Pokemon, it would probably be. Ooh, this is a good question, actually. Probably Toy Coco, because he's like a little portable stove.
Ah, nice.
You get lost in the woods and you kill something to eat it. You can cook it for you.
They'll roast it up. Roast it up.
Yeah, it's roasted whatever. Listen, there's a game out there called Pal World that answers all.
Oh my god. So Pal World, I heard, and I've only ever heard of it, but I hear that game's like impossible.
No, it's actually really fun. It's basically all the questions that people have wanted to know about Pokemon. It says all the quiet parts out loud. You can kill and harvest pals. You can eat them. You can.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, you can
so
can also capture other humans as well and use them for nefarious purposes. Like it answers all of the questions that people have had. But it's very fun. Like it's such a good time. Also,
I might be able to catch a glimpse of the cat behind me.
I see him. Look at that.
There she goes. She's just like, pay no attention.
She's very polite.
I'm just going from here to. Yeah, she's just meandering.
So.
Hi, Beans. Nova.
Is her name Beans?
No, her name's Nova. She is affectionately referred to as Beans or Bean Sprout or my Bean Sprout quesadilla.
I like
or
that.
just toe beans.
Toe beans. Those are like the best thing. Like you. All right, so let's say you're a fortune teller, right? This reminds me of a joke I saw. You say, "Give me your hand, and I can tell you your future." You look at a cat. All right, let me see them beans.
Let me see them beans. Give me them beans.
See, cats either love their toe beans touched, or they will absolutely murder you for even looking.
Her claws are like this, and then like if you get her in a good mood and you start rubbing it, her paws just like wide open.
She's
like gotcha.
Yes, just like that. And it's like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna get mauled in like 30 seconds, but you know what? It's worth it. The end justifies the means.
Yep. The pain. I used to have a cat when I lived in Illinois, and he loved my attention. Specifically, he didn't like my girlfriend at the time. Like he hated her, and she's the one that got him for me.
That's fantastic.
And when he wanted my attention, he'd come over and give a soft little meow and put his paw on my ankle, like, "Hey, I'm down here." And if I was so engrossed in my game and didn't pay attention, he'd headbutt me semi-aggressively, like, "Hey, pay attention to me." And if you continued to ignore him, he would hop up in my lap, knock my controller out of my hands, curl up against my hands, and look up at me like, "Well, I'm here now. What are you gonna do?" Orange cats, am I right?
Yeah, seriously.
He never had a turn.
Either vicious or not.
He never had a turn with the brain cell. Let's just put it that way. I've never seen a
That's
cat
amazing.
suffer separation anxiety, but when I would close my bedroom door at night, oh, he'd sound like he's screaming bloody murder. I open the door. He's so
Nova,
sweet.
she lays in she sleeps in the basement a lot because the dogs like harass her. So she'll
Hmm.
stay down here. When I come down here in the morning, she's like super happy to see everybody
Oh.
until the dogs come down, and then it's just a
Yes.
nightmare.
It's like, oh, I'm happy to see you, Dad. What are they doing here?
Yeah, what is this? You brought them?
So you said you're going to be doing long form content on YouTube, like breakdowns and stuff. Do you have any other sort of plans that you'll be doing for on your Twitch channel by chance, or do you just come on here just to play games and hang out?
So I only just recently started coming back onto Twitch. I think all things considered, I think I'm gonna probably be coming back on here more often. I was talking to Jordan about just a moment ago about because my podcast I do on YouTube, but I just picked up Riverside, so I'm going to be doing the podcast through Riverside and taking that image and putting it over to the podcast. So I'll be able to record dual channel, be able to put it on Spotify and all that. And then if it works out well, maybe I'll put it on Twitch also. This could be fun. It's a cool little way to
Yeah.
do things.
That's kind of how I do my interview shows. I do them here and then slap them up on YouTube.
I like it.
Well, I'm slapping them up on YouTube now because Twitch
Yeah.
imposed a 100-hour VOD limit now. So it's like, all right, I got to migrate
Oh.
everything.
That's annoying.
It is, but it's honestly probably the kick in the ass I needed to start actually using my YouTube.
That's fair.
Like I have a couple of shorts from some of my favorite clips up on there, especially from Lockdown Protocol. I'll tell you now, that game, you can pretend to not know what you're doing once. Like once you learn the game, you can pretend to not know what you're doing one time, and then it'll never work again.
Yeah.
Like I had a friend,
That's amazing.
I had a collab of it, and I had a friend. He was still learning, and he had a gun, and he was a dissident, and I was already
Mhm.
killed, and I was the other dissident. I'm watching. I'm like, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. His back is turned. Shoot him. I was gonna. And when you're dead, the living players can't hear you, but the dead ones can. And I had someone come over and say, "What are you talking about?" I'm like,
don't know
"Him.
the
He's the
game."
other dissident. Shoot him."
No, this is the game I'm thinking of. There's the one game. What's the game? If I turn around on my computer, I'll be able to tell you. But there's a game where like you start on a spaceship, you land, and then you gotta go like
Lethal
into
Company.
buildings. Lethal Company.
Yes,
That's
I
a
love-
ridiculous game.
It is. I've been playing it with Popo every other Saturday
Oh my
on his
God.
channel. It's a lot. I'm still very scared for the next time him and I play. I killed him by accident once with an exploding Easter egg. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna pay for that. And I checked the VOD later,
Yeah.
and all I hear is Popo going, "Yes, you are." I'm like, oh no. He hasn't got me back
Yes,
yet.
you are.
I'm scared.
That's amazing.
I'm waiting for the day he does. Badge should join us. That would be fun. Because
That'd be fun.
there is a mod called More Company that you can have up to like 20 something players if you really
Oh
wanted to.
Jesus.
But that's see for me a good sweet spot with that mod is like 6 players. Anything more and it's going to become too easy because everyone can go in and
Yeah.
get all the game's more about like for me
Resource gathering and
that game's about playing with friends. Like playing with randoms just isn't fun. Like you have to
Mm.
play with a group of friends, or at least
yeah, play with your
people,
buddies, and
or at least people you like are aware of.
I can see that.
Like
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
it's just great. Like I was playing one night with them. The other night, Himbo was there for this. I think it was there was someone else we were playing with. His like artful, and he missed the jump and died. I'm like, ha! What an idiot! I jumped. I missed the jump too. Also, thank you for the follow, by the way. I appreciate you. Welcome in. And then Himbo's like, well, I'm not going to fall down dead. He fell down another hole.
Next.
It was great. It was just a whole series of unfortunate events.
This is it. This is it. There's no going back now.
I thought to myself one time, like, man, I'm glad I'm not that unaware of what's going to end. I'm dead. We got a posture check,
I
all
know,
right?
I know exactly what to do, and I know exactly what not dead.
Yeah, basically. One time, someone got gunned down by a machine gun. I'm like, man, I'm glad I didn't. And I turned a corner and there was a nutcracker there. And he just shot me in the face with his shotgun. I'm like, oh.
All
Also,
right,
welcome in.
I'm joined.
Hello, Carter. But yeah, if you ever would like to come play with us, just let me know and I will get something set up.
Very cool. Very
Yeah,
cool.
always good to have just some people come hang out and have a good time.
I agree.
Like,
I agree.
and those games are also from 10 p.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. Don't you mean 10 p.m. to 12 a.m.? Or am I getting something wrong here, Himbo? I could be wrong. But no, the thing is
I'm in Eastern.
same here. East Coast represent.
That's it. East Side.
You know what, smartass? Yeah, I'm all ears, Himbo. I'm all ears. What do I know? I love that I could do the finger pyramid. I love that I could do the articulation for this.
The macho man.
Even further east than y'all. Oh my gosh. But no, like, I just wanted to also just express once again the gratitude for you coming on. Like, I know you got a lot going on, and
Oh, it's no worries, man.
the funny thing
Not a
is,
problem.
this whole show started. I said this last night. It started from a desire just to grow, but now it's a desire to just talk to people I think are cool and bridge communities.
I like that.
Like,
Yeah, it's pretty much what I do. I mean, I bring on content creators and kind of walk through what they, what got them started, what part of their life kind of influences them, what direction do they see them going themselves in, tips and tricks for other content creators. So it's really a cool way for me to interact with people that I have an extreme amount of respect for, people that have influenced me in my creations and things like that.
and that's why I wanted you on here. I respect the dedication to the bit you got.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah. No, like, I was asked the other day, like, why do you ask these larger creators? I'm like, I don't really look at their number and see that. I just see this guy made me laugh. I want to talk to him. Like, that's how
That's
I see
cool.
Like you're cool. You want to come
As well,
talk?
it should be, like at the end of the day, like you're just a bunch of pixels on a screen that's trying to make people laugh and be stupid. And for me, this is my levity. This is my levity. This is what makes me smile. So if somebody wants to chat about it, let's chat about it. Hell yeah. Not everybody has a story,
No, like I sat here when I was at the beginning of this year. I'm like, all right, what do I want to do with my channel? I have over 800 followers now. I have a consistent viewership. Where do I want to take this? And that was the fucking we ball.
We ball.
Like, you know what? Excuse my language. I don't know how you are about language or not,
Okay.
but like, I told myself, if someone suggests something, we're doing it. If I think it's funny, we're doing it.
Let's get after it.
And then somehow that ended up with me being in a maid dress last night. I'm still trying to figure out the segue to that, the pipeline from to screw it, we ball to maid dress. But you know what? It happened.
It happens.
Listen, it's very comfortable. Okay.
Sure.
It breathes. So with Twitch, here's a question for you. For your community, have you ever had the unfortunate event that you've had to remove a problem person from your community that's been there for a while? Have you ever run into that unfortunate situation?
We have, especially in the previous iteration of what we were doing here. And it sucks. It's someone who supports you. It's somebody who is, as soon as you're moving from the Discord, that they're gonna hit you up on your socials and just be like, hey, why was I kicked out? Now, mind you, I have kind of a standing rule, right? So Jordan and Lily and these folks, they take care, and Mama Mia and Lena, they take care of my Discord for me. And I have a couple other helpers as well sometimes if they're available. And I try to stay as hands off with that as I can. But I have a standing rule. If it gets to my desk, that's it.
You can't avoid it at that point.
Yeah. If it gets to my desk, I'm just gonna hit the ban button. I don't do that. So, there's been instances where people are like, yeah, this person actually said some pretty mean stuff to me. I was like, which person? Oh, okay. Well, they're not in the Discord. What do you mean? I was like, yeah, I just banned him. It's fine. And I don't. It's the internet, fam. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Oh
no, they're.
before I forget, Serena, I actually have to up the counter. Oh no. I forgot that Twitch Prime subs also do count, so I need to go add that. I'll add it afterwards. I'm not gonna get distracted. Am I wrong though? Listen, Nova. Just because I tempted my community doesn't mean y'all have to actually go through with it. And I'm sorry you've had to have that unfortunate situation where you've had to remove people. It's always hard.
Yeah, it sucks. So, because you're like, you know, this person's probably been somebody that has supported you and has been there for a while, and you know, now we got the Discord and they're able to have a little bit. You know, I invite them to be one step closer to us. You know, to me, that's what it is. You know, you have a certain distance away from when you're on TikTok. You have a certain distance away when you're on Discord. You're getting a little bit closer to the interior. You know, and at that point.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. I think we lost them.
I keep my internet circle is huge, but my personal circle is very, very small, and I keep it that way very much deliberately. So if it takes nothing for me to be like, all right, this person's causing me stress, then this doesn't protect my peace. Goodbye. It doesn't protect my people's peace. Goodbye.
And I've unfortunately had to remove someone because they were becoming extremely parasocial, and that's a topic I'd like to touch base on with you about this. Have you had a situation where somebody tried to form a parasocial bond with you, where they're like, "Oh, that's my friend. He's my buddy."
Yeah, they know me. They know me. Right? Everybody knows you. I don't know you, but you know me, and that's. I kind of, in a way, understand that it's sort of psychosocial mentality where it's like, I come into your living room every night. You watch my stuff. You feel, you know, I talk about personal things that have happened with and to myself, my family. So you feel like you have this bond with a creator. And there's been times where I'm sitting there and I'll go in people's live streams on TikTok, and people that I've spoken with consistently, and they don't see my comment, and I'm like, man, why are they ignoring me? I'm like, stop. What are you doing?
We all listen, we're all guilty of something like that. Like people in my chat, like it's one of those like back of the head things, like, do they not know I'm here?
Why aren't they paying attention to me? And it's like, oh, that's right. This live is about me. Right? You know, it's like, stop. But there's definitely people that have messaged me. There's people in my inbox right now that are talking to a blank screen, you know, and they're having entire conversations with themselves. And it's unfortunate because you don't want to be that person, but I'm also not going to sit there and have a massive conversation about nothing with you. What does suck, and this is where it gets sticky, right? People will send you messages, and they'll say, you know, I'm having a really rough day. You know, I feel like I'm not safe anymore. And it's like,
I can't help you.
It's like, really, my guy? Like, why? I understand that you're having a problem, but you're making your problem my problem. And I want to help. I want to do the best I can for my community. But there's certain lines that you can't cross. You know, so it's like, I'm a creator online. There's resources. Like you don't need me for that. There's resources that you can go to. And sometimes it's a matter of having a conversation with a person. But I'm very lucky to have my guy Will, who handles a lot of that for me. And that's only if it becomes to a point where I feel like it needs to be addressed. Because there's been times where I've had to have him contact people like, look, do you need me to get you help? Because I'm not going to contact them. You know,
right. That'll just help. That'll exacerbate it if you reach out to them yourself. Like, oh, they do care. They're here for me.
Now I have his attention. He's my best friend. He's going. You know, stop.
And the one thing that I like to remind myself, I have this innate urge to want to do things for people to help them, and I've been working on suppressing it because I can help some people some of the time. I can't help everybody. And us as streamers, like you as a streamer, me as a streamer, other people in my chat that stream, we're not therapists. We're not licensed to help you. Because if I gave you advice and it backfires and your life gets worse, that's on me.
That's liability.
Yep. Like I'm liable for what happens after that. Like I can't help you. I don't have the licensing. It would be not to mention just illegal to help you.
Yeah, it would be inappropriate for me to expand on your circumstance. It's inappropriate. That's not what I do. Like I get that you're having a rough day. I respect that. Believe me, we all have rough days. Sometimes the sun shines a little brighter, and sometimes it doesn't.
Oh
And,
yes, sir.
you know, and I get it, and I respect it, and I hear you, and I sympathize, and I empathize. We've all been there, but it's not appropriate for me to expand on your circumstance with you. You know, there's professionals who do that.
And I've had some people before, trying to say, "Oh, well, I'm having a horrible day," blah blah. I'm like, "All right, I don't want to sound mean, but I'm gonna have to stop you right there. I'm sorry you're having a bad day. 100%. Like my heart goes out to you on that one. Like I apologize. But we're not here to talk about woe is me. I'm sad. Kick back,
Mhm.
grab yourself something cold to drink, and just we're here to help you forget the world exists for a couple of hours.
Mhm.
Like we're
That's it.
I'm not a professional. I do this because I want a place for people to escape reality.
Yeah, let me be your levity, not your therapist.
Exactly. When a creator asks how are you doing, that's not permission to trauma dump. No, it's not. And that's
Correct.
one of my big rules on here, like no trauma dumping. Like I understand we have hard days. Listen, as a creator, I have more hard days than not sometimes myself. I don't
Mhm.
make that my community's problem. I made an announcement a couple weeks ago, like, hey, I'm taking next week off. I need to take care of my mental health. I need to organize
Mhm.
myself. I'm sorry that I have to do this, but I can't be the best me on camera if I'm on the verge of tears. So I need to take care of myself. And I didn't elaborate further.
So, and you don't owe anyone an explanation. You are the only you that you have, and you need to make sure that your cup is full.
Yes. And speaking of cup is full, you might want to top off your Diet Coke.
But I'm only 3/4 down. I'm good. This isn't. I don't fill this bad boy up too much.
like I had somebody come in once, and they were becoming extremely parasocial.
Mhm.
I play retro games on here. Oh, big with a stretch from Nova, you got it. Big stretch, big stretch. Get those muscles working. Ah, that's better. Oh, that actually really helped. Oh my god.
There's a lot of crackages on that.
Mm-hmm. Ooh,
Stuff has been relocated, I think.
right. Self-care idiot. Listen. I may be an idiot, but I'm the smartest idiot you'll ever know. And I coined that term because I play games like Dead by Daylight on here, Patch. And sometimes I'll do the absolute most harebrained, dumbest thing, and somehow it works. And I'll try to play smart, immediately get caught.
You know what they say? It's not stupid if it works, huh?
Well, I mean, listen, hiding directly in front of the killer, like crouching in front of them, and they somehow don't see you. Yeah, that's pretty dumb.
Does it work?
You know, fair. But no, like the thing is, when it comes to this person, they're like, I play old school games. I was playing Mickey Mania, and Pete. We all know Pete's oh, I got your attention with that game, did I?
It's a funny game.
It is.
Back in the day.
It's different on every platform too. It's different on Super Nintendo. It's different on Sega. It's different on Mega Drive.
Mickey Mania. My God.
And
A throwback.
Pete's, as we all know, Pete is a rotund fella. And his attack in one of the versions of it is he leaps through the air and tries to land on top of you. I made the joke, oh, we got to use his weight against him. And I got a little giggle out of it because I'm a hefty guy myself. And I poke fun at myself sometimes. This person got so upset. They DM me saying, you can't make jokes like that. That's fat phobic. You're fat shaming. I thought,
I'm not scared of you.
he's a video game character. He doesn't know what I'm saying. He has no feelings. He's a video game character. They're like, well, what if the people who made the game saw this? I'm like, trust me, none of them are going to see this. And even if they did, they'd probably agree because that's the mechanic of the fight.
I promise you're going to be okay.
And then one time they came in, they're telling me I couldn't play Turok on stream in chat, saying because there's a flashing light on the screen. I can't watch this. Don't watch. I'm not switching.
So that you're absolutely right. I should not do something because you don't want me to.
And they tried saying, well, I sub to you. Okay, and take your $5 and bring it somewhere else. You're not going to come on stream and tell me what to play. If you want to tell me what to play, I have a throne. Go buy a game on there and you can tell me what to play.
There you go.
Like,
there you go. Yeah, you don't run my channel.
No.
You don't run my channel, bro.
No, I don't even run my own channel. What are you talking about? It just sort of happens.
You know, it's just like, and that happens a lot. Like people will say, why do you why do you make this content? Why do you make that content? Why do you do this, that, and the other? The end result is always the same. It's because I'm not making content for you. I'm making content for me.
Mhm.
If you like it, I'm happy that you like it. I'm
Like-
thrilled that you like it. But if it's something that you don't like, all right, better luck next time.
Heck, I know I have some people that come in exclusively for certain things. Like some of them only come in for the interviews. Some of them only come in for Dead by Daylight or retro games, and that's fine. If I play something you enjoy and you want to come watch just that, by all means. I'm not doing this for like clout and growth. Like the growth is nice. Yes, the consistency is awesome. But what I'm trying to do at the end of the day, you, me, everyone else on Twitch, we're entertainers.
That's it. Just having a good time.
Yeah.
You know, this is, like I said, this is my levity, which is crazy. EMS is my levity. So I'm a volunteer EMT. I don't get paid for that. I do it because, one, I think it's the right thing to do. Service to others is the rent that you pay for your room here on Earth. So you take care of the people around you. I'm very blessed to be able to take care of a community that I get to serve. And there's for me, no higher calling than being able to take care of your fellow person. But I do it voluntarily. I literally go to EMS like, let's go. What do we got today? You know, now mind you, I'm on a per diem department as well, and I have a different mentality when I'm over there. I'm kind of like, oh God, please don't make me go to the work. You know? When I'm on my volunteer shift, I'm like, let's get after it. Mutual aid, let's rock and roll. Freaking, I'm ready to go to Jobtown. Let's do it. This is my free time. You know, my free time could be anywhere. I'm spending it here. I don't need to spend it freaking sitting in a bunk. Let's get at it.
Exactly. And the thing is, somebody once asked me why I do what I do. For fun. I know sometimes, like I'm just gonna be blunt about it. Sometimes life sucks. Sometimes we want an escape, and I want to offer a form of escapism for people. They can come in and laugh at what's going on. If I can make someone forget their troubles for even 5 minutes and just hang out and laugh, it's a success. It gave them something to laugh at. It gave them a bit of comfort. But if you take it too far and you come to me and try to dump everything on me about your life's problems, I can't.
You can't do it.
And,
Cannot do it.
and Zoe's got a question for you here. What's your opinion on pineapple on pizza?
I don't like to yuck people's yum. It's not for me. I don't think it's for me. I've had it a couple times and I wasn't a huge fan. But it might just be an acidity thing. Pineapple's one of those foods that makes my mouth itchy. You know what I mean? Like it makes your tongue tingle. Not a huge fan of that. But I can get it. You know, like the sweet versus I can get it. So
Yeah,
it's
you
not a
vibe
me
with
thing.
it. You vibe
Yeah,
with
it's
the
not a me
idea.
thing. It's not a me thing. But like, you know what? Not everything has to be a me thing, right?
Oh,
So
you like what you
you're allowed
like.
to. Yeah, you're allowed to like weird, disgusting stuff. Like, what the hell?
As long as you're not going to somebody in life and saying, "Oh, you eat pineapple on pizza, you're fucking weird." Yeah, no, then that's
You
that's where the
weirdo.
problem is,
Why you gotta be weird, you weirdo?
right? Like, I like anchovies on pizza. Someone's like, "Ew, why?" I'm like, "Why not?"
Because that's what I like.
Yeah, I'm like, "I'm sorry you don't like it, but if you don't like it, don't watch me eat it."
Yeah, seriously. First off, why are you watching me eat anyway? Get out of here.
Yeah, why no, but better yet, why are you watching me eat and not paying me? Hey, listen, there's something out there for everyone. You know, I'm not, like you said, I'm not going to yuck anyone's yum.
That's it. It's like, I don't need this.
See, I see it this way. Life for people would be so much easier if they'd learn to mind their business.
Yeah, exactly. What does me have to do with you?
Right.
Explain.
I say mind your business, and we're here online putting things out there for people to have opinions on, right?
Literally.
Like the irony of that is not lost on me. But
That's what we do. We try to be ourselves, a different version of ourselves, you know?
yeah. And what's funny is somebody once asked me, "Well, what do you like off stream?" I'm the
Nothing.
same here as I am off stream. Like this avatar is just a virtualization of the real me,
I am a meat popsicle.
basically. Like you don't act any different. I'm like, nope. Like
What's-
one person, I'm
bother?
like, they asked me that. I'm like, listen, you hang out with me on Discord every day. You know I'm the same off stream as I am on. Why are you asking this? Like, I don't put on an act. Everything you hear him have me do is genuine. Like, I just
Yeah,
like the
this is it.
avatar because he's just a funny little guy.
Yeah, this is what you get.
Yeah, and the beauty of VTubing is it adds a level of interactivity because there's redeems where you can throw things at each other. You can throw me. You can like change my outfit. I disabled them just for this interview because I've realized it takes a toll on my computer. So I have to figure out what the bottleneck for that is. But like, you could switch me into demon outfit. You can make me look like a character from Sonic. You can throw me into the next dimension. You can throw cheese and pie at me. It's just a lot of fun.
You can just do all the cool stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably do something like that in real life, but boy, would that just become inconvenient after a while. So, with everything you've done with like Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, what's been one of the biggest constants for you when it comes to creating your content? Like, what's the one thing you always like prepare yourself for? Do you like practice anything? Do you have like a regimen you do?
I do. So I'm very lucky to have a career where I have a bit of downtime. So that's when I try to do my writing. And so my regimen basically is it all starts on TikTok. That's where I source the heaviest part of my tags, if you will. So the way I choose my content or the videos that I'm going to do is basically tags come flowing in. I get probably tagged upwards of 1,000 to 2,000 tags a day.
Oh my God.
It's crazy. I scroll through my tags and I do it fast. I do it like that. And when you do that, you can't see what the image is. You just can see if it's consistent images, you know?
Like if it's the same shade of a color or something.
Exactly.
Also,
exactly.
I don't mean to interrupt,
Mm.
but it looks like your camera is very out of sync with your sound.
Is that right?
Yeah. Like you're moving
kinda
at like
wild.
a few frames per
Oh
second.
yeah. Look at
Huh.
that, huh? I wonder what that's about.
I don't know.
Let's see. Is that a me thing or is that a you thing?
I think it might be here. Let me disconnect and reconnect.
Okay.
I hate to do this, but wait! I didn't mean to make him completely disappear. Wait a minute! No! Wait! I didn't mean to make you completely disappear. Oh no! There we go. I think you're fixed.
There you go.
Maybe. No, it doesn't look like it. Hold on. She sells seashells by the seashore, right? It looks like it. Yep, I saw that smile. Okay, perfect. It looks like it's every.
Boop, boop, boop.
Yep,
I'll start
there we
twitching your head
go.
back and forth. There you go.
Don't mind the goose lurking in the background. You know,
The goose is never far away.
the goose is loose. Yonk yonk. You know, that's actually a game I think you'd find fun. It's a goofy little one called the Untitled Goose Game.
The Untitled Goose Game.
Yep. The town is it's a quiet hamlet. It's a beautiful day, and you're an awful goose.
Just
Like-
causing a ruckus.
Basically, just going around stealing things, honking at people, biting at them.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love it.
The goose never arrives lubed. Wait a minute. I'm sorry.
That's
The
it.
wo-
The goose of consequences never arrives lubed.
Oh my god. I hate
Yeah,
it here.
that's my go-to move. So I'll go ahead and source my content that way, and that's when I'll write my script out. It's so from start to finish, it's source video, write content, record content, and then I have to download the pre-videos. Then I kind of edit it all together, and then so the whole process from start to finish. Let's say it takes me an hour to write my content. Then we're talking about 45 minutes to an hour to record it, depending on how many times I mess up, which is usually plenty. And then the editing process. So the whole process usually takes me about 3 to 4 hours to get ironed out. And then I post 7 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. So you have a fairly consistent upload schedule then. Like you have a time you shoot
Yeah.
for.
I do have a time I shoot for. Yeah, it seems to be where my algorithm's sweeter spot is. For the most part, sometimes the algorithm doesn't love me, but it's not what I can do about that. The algorithm is yours to obey, not understand.
Yeah, I'm trying to scramble to get all of my past interviews, like not every single interview, simply because some of them have so many like cuts in the middle due to my old internet connection. I have to figure out how to recover them properly. But I want to put up as many of my interviews from the past as possible and then have an upload schedule where I get the video uploaded to YouTube and then it premieres at a particular time every week.
That makes sense.
Like I actually had to slow down on my interviews because I realized I had 5 scheduled a week every week, and I'm like, I can't do this. I need to take a week off and recalibrate myself. I'm stressing myself out to the point of like, wait, who's this
Yeah.
interview today? Oh no, I double booked.
Mhm.
Wait, no. And that's why Miss Kinsey
Okay.
B is my manager.
Yeah.
My wife makes sure I manage my chaos.
Yeah. It's very helpful to have people that care about you and are willing to
Mm.
help you out. It's very important, especially with what we do, because there's so many facets. There's so many different things that we do. So it's like
Yes,
it all
sir.
seems super easy. Like just make a video, post it. Make a video, post it. If that's all I did,
Like yes, you can do that. You can make a video and post it. You don't have to edit it. You can absolutely do that.
you can do it. I encourage you. Go do it.
Like
That's what I say about anybody who's trying to make content. Is if you want to make content, don't first off, and I'll say this all the time, don't forego the good in the pursuit of the great. Make your content. Put
mhm.
it out. Right?
That's
Just
how I
put it out.
started. I
You
just
know,
started
don't-
streaming one day. I'm like, I'm bored. Let's do this. I made a quick little
Let's do it.
avatar, and I just started playing games, and it's just evolved over time. I hit affiliate. I'm like, oh crap. Now what?
Yeah. Now what?
Like I can't back out of this now. So I just
Mhm.
dove right in. I doubled down. I'm like, all right, so let's see. I need a schedule. I need consistency. Let's see. I got this here. And then the model I'm using now was made by one of my good friends. She made this in celebration of her appearing on my show.
I love that.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use this little guy. Like, here, let me show the community what I used to look like. I used to look like this. Very,
Okay.
very soft, very basic. I had no nose. I was basically
Very
like
good.
Krillin.
Little
And
Voldemort.
now, yes. And now I have this here, my normal model.
That's really cool.
It is. It's a lot of fun that I have all these different outfits. Like I have this one she made me, and I love it. It's for when I play Sonic the Hedgehog.
Ah,
Silly little thing. All right, let me put myself back. Where is it? Aha! Here we go. Yeah, the whole since you can probably see my screen badge, like there's a whole
Mhm.
lot of like conditions I have to set for everything. I have like
oh, wow.
everything's blueprinted out. It's
That's
very
wild.
interesting. It's really cool to like some people don't want to see that kind of stuff, but it's like listen, like it gives you a better viewpoint on how VTubing works. There's a lot behind the scenes. As you
Yeah,
see,
it seems that way.
it's all held together with pins and glue. Very Harry Potter.
Duct tape.
I'm an animagus apparently. But like the thing is when it comes to anyone like IRL streamers like you, VTubers like me, there's one thing we all have in common. We have an enjoyment of what we do.
Mhm.
Because you can't
have
do
to.
this and hate it.
Yeah,
'Cause-
you have to enjoy. And that's why I say make your content for you. Because if you make your content for you, you won't have to worry about the other factors that go into whether it's successful or whether it's not successful. Do it for you.
Exactly. Have
Your
fun.
audience will come. Your
Yes.
audience will come. Listen, I know everybody. Listen, everybody out there in TV land or whatever you call it, on the interwebs, out here on the old internet. I know your parents told you that you're special, right? You're not special. There's a billion of you, and they will watch you. All right. There's 1,000 people out there that like every single thing that you like, and if you make content for it, they'll come. Just
Yep. Like you said,
advertise it, put it out there, do good.
if you make it, they will come.
That's it.
And you might not be the size of like Shroud or Ninja and get thousands of people every day. No one's gonna be the next Shroud or Ninja anytime soon.
Yeah. Yeah, no chance.
Yep.
You got your docs, your shrouds, your tacos, your ninjas, and everybody else.
Mhm. And for VTubers, no one's gonna be the next Iron Mouse.
Mhm.
No one's gonna be the next Iron Mouse for a long time. Like she is up there. Like she has one of the highest concurrent sub counts in the world. So like good for
That's
her.
wild. Yeah,
No,
seriously, make that money, honey.
She's a very dedicated VTuber. She's a sweet person. She's a very good soul. Like there's not many
Nice.
people out there like her. But like it's okay to not be the next big thing, the next best thing
Yeah.
since sliced bread. It's
That's it.
okay. Like,
Mhm.
am I gonna
I've had
become
several,
huge?
several attempts, you know?
It's like, am I gonna become huge, become this big person? Who knows? That's
Yes.
future me's problem.
Yeah,
Present me is just
It's-
here having
it's not life, liberty, and happiness. It's the pursuit of happiness.
exactly. And I'm happy
it.
where like if I never grow from this point going forward, I'm happy.
Yeah, enjoy
I
the
have
journey.
fun. I don't
Mhm.
want to make it big. Fame scares me. It scares a lot of people because you didn't get seen differently.
You hitched your wagon to the wrong knucklehead, Chief.
like
We're only
people
going
like
up from here.
like people like you know, No Panic Button, you, Popo and stuff, like the larger creators, like people unfortunately put you on a pedestal. They treat people like a god when they're a big content creator.
Mm-hmm.
And like I've had people
Yeah.
say, "How'd you get people like No Panic Button and Badge on your show?" I asked.
That's it.
Like literally,
You miss 100%
I
of the
asked.
shots you don't take.
Yep. And
And,
when
like if you put the content out, trust me, the wildest thing is when you put the content out, the people that you like will come to you.
exactly,
One day I was literally sitting at EMS, right? I'm just hanging out, and I'm very lucky in some of the followers that I have back that I do have very good communication with. I was sitting there one day, and the sleepy paramedic followed me back, and I was in my absolute heaven. And then I'm sitting there another day, and Nurse Jen followed me, and I'm like, oh my god, that's really cool. Then one day I'm sitting there, and Justin Nunley followed me back, and I was like, all right, well, what do I even do now? I don't even know what to do.
like
this
you've
is
reached your
insane.
peak.
Yeah, this is it. I can fold the channel. That's it. I'm just destined to knock everything over. But
Like
yeah, it's like, what am I supposed to do now? Like, I'm at an echelon, and then I got your tacos, and your Mark. When Mark followed me back, I was blown away. I was like, "Are you kidding me? I've been watching him forever."
yeah, and the thing is too is like the one thing, if you are an aspiring content creator, don't just start content creating and then ask all these people you like, all these bigger
Mhm.
people right away. It's like, hey, do you want to do this?
Yeah,
No,
don't
like
do
like
that. The
listen,
answer's no.
I absolutely sometimes punch over my own weight sometimes, and that's
there's
okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Yeah.
The thing is, build yourself a profile, build some VODs, use it as like a form of resume when you reach out. Like that's what I did with Badge. I said like, hey, here's the interview I did with No Panic Button. Here's the interview I did with Popo Blanco. Here's some of the other growing communities I've interviewed. Like, I don't care about your size. I've had someone that just started streaming once, like a pre-debut streamer. I had him on, and it was a great time.
When it comes to people that first off, I'm the type of creator that I want to see you eat. Like I said before, I know a lot of people were told that they were special. I was told that I was special. I'm just pixels on a screen. That's
You're
it.
just a guy.
I think that's it. I think everybody deserves to eat. The only thing that I want to see from somebody, pretty much the only thing, is if you want to have any type of, if you wanted to interview or you want to do this, or you want to do a collaboration, the only thing that
Uh-oh. Sir, we can't hear you. You muted your mic.
there you go. I'm gonna shut that thing off. The only thing that I ever ask from a creator is that they take what they do seriously. That's it.
Yes, sir. And I used to not. And I'm like, I'm just doing this for fun. And now it's like, uh-oh. I can't just disappear anymore.
Yeah,
I did
this
that
is it.
once.
You're in it now.
I did that once. I had an unfortunate, really bad day where everything went wrong all at once. And I stopped streaming for a whole week. I didn't tell anyone. I had creators that I was friends with. I had this one person who was a partner reach out. Hey, are you alive? Yeah, I just had a bad day. And she's like, you do realize it's probably not a good idea to just vanish like that, right?
Yeah, like if I don't post for like 3 or 4 weeks, my community will lose their mind. They'll absolutely go crazy.
And that's why this time I communicated, hey, I need time to myself. I will be back in a week. I just need to recalibrate myself. And it went over so much better. They're like, oh, we'll be here for you. And I'm like, I am not worried about that. Like,
yeah. There's an entire community that wants to see you win, that wants to see you eat, that wants to see you do great. And that's you're able to fall back on your community. And there's sometimes you need to take that step back. And there's nothing wrong with that,
There isn't. There's no shame in telling yourself, I need a break. Remember that as one thing for content creation, folks. If you ever consider getting into it or are into it, there's no shame in taking care of putting yourself first.
You are the only you that you have. I can't emphasize that enough. You need to take care of yourself.
If you can't take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of your community?
So,
like,
it even goes into EMS, or to law enforcement or to the fire department. When you get on scene, there are a list. There's what's called BSI, basic scene, like your basic scene safety. All right. You have a patient that's in cardiac arrest, you have a patient that's on fire, you have a patient that's missing all their limbs. The most important person on that scene is you. You are the number one priority on that scene, because if you are not able to help that person, then it doesn't matter. So, and the basic setup is, the basic premise is, you are the most important person on that scene. Your partner is the second most important person on that scene. Everybody else comes after that. You need to take care of you first, always.
Yes, sir. Because what if you maybe, let's say you neglect to take care of yourself, you collapse on the scene yourself. Now the EMTs have two people to worry about.
You got to, yeah. That's why we don't run. People will be like, "They're in cardiac arrest. Why are you walking?" Because if I fall and break my ankle, now I got two problems.
Yep.
He's still in cardiac arrest. I'm screaming like a little baby because, listen, if I break my ankle, I'm telling you right now, I'm crying. I'm sobbing. I'm
Oh, I
sobbing
can imagine.
uncontrollably. All right. So there's no pride. There's zero. My pride goes out the door at that point. I will sob. I will wince. I will ask for mommy. I'll be. That's it. I'm useless. So that's it. So that's why we take care of ourselves first. Priority one.
Yes, sir. And whether you're an EMS, a streamer, or just a little guy doing your own thing, make sure you're
Yeah.
taking care of yourself. Make sure you're properly hydrated, enough
Mhm.
sleep. You have a good mental state on doing
Yeah.
something. Don't. Here's another thing I learned. Don't dive into streaming thinking you're gonna make it big right away. It's a marathon, not a
Don't do that.
race.
Yeah, you look ridiculous when you do that.
And I'm gonna say it this way right now. If your goal is to grow and want to make money, by all means, please do. Just go in it
Yeah.
knowing it's going to take a while.
You're going to fail so many times.
Mm.
So many times. And honestly, failing is a great learning experience. It's
Mhm.
you learn nothing from winning. You learn nothing from winning. Everything that you do, when you mess up, when you oh, now I know how to do that. Now I know how to do this. Now I'm better at this. That's it. You progress. You don't just and listen, there's that 1% person, right? That they drop a video and it hits 1 billion views their first video, right? It happens. It does happen. It's not going to happen to you.
No,
Or
listen,
I should say, don't think it's going to happen to you.
years ago, I had a YouTube channel that I've deleted since then. Ambulance Man. Yes, hello there, Ghost Rider. Welcome on in.
What's up, Ghost Rider? How you doing?
Like one time, I was playing Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location, and I recorded a
Mhm.
video of me just playing Custom Night.
Mhm.
I uploaded it to YouTube, and overnight I got 3,000 views. No subscribers,
Awesome.
just the views. And I'm like, this was also at the height of FNAF, so
Mm.
like I just wanted to see what would happen, and I uploaded another one. Same thing. I then uploaded me playing Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I was playing some custom zombies. Nothing.
7 views.
No, not even 1 view. Nothing. And then I uploaded another FNAF. 6,500 views.
That's it.
I'm like,
don't break it.
like Chase. You can you can trend Chase, absolutely. Like
Mhm.
by all means. Again, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not here to tell you you're going to fail. Like I will encourage you, do what you want. Just go in with your expectations tapered.
Yeah, for
like-
sure. That's awesome, Ghost Rider. I genuinely appreciate that. Man.
Yes, that's really sweet of you to come in and say that. Like, that's the kind of things I like to hear from people. Is like, I love your content. I laugh when I see it. Like, that's what keeps us going. If we can make one
Mhm.
person laugh,
That's
it's
it.
worth
You know, and it's great because, like I said, it's my levity, which means it's somebody else's levity. Because like I'll have videos. I'm very lucky. I have videos that just recently have hit like 1.4, 1.5 million views, and it's like, you like me, you really, and it's such a cool pat on the back that what you're doing is you do it for you, and other people enjoy it. You know?
Exactly. Like,
You know, it's like being a chef. You know, I can cook my food all I want, but if somebody else is enjoying it, isn't that just better?
I would say my wife is biased, but even before we got together, she really liked my cooking. Like I made like chili one night.
Mm.
I have never been so gassed up. Well, I've been gassed up, but like someone's never gassed me up so much over my cooking before. It's just like, is it really this good? And then I had
Nice.
someone else where I was working Tribal, and he was like, "Yeah, this is and I quote, "This is the tits." I'm like, "Oh."
This is the
Okay.
bee's knees. This is the cat's pajamas.
And it was delicious. Like he was like, it's so good. And I'm like, huh, there's a consistency here. I am not getting.
Yeah. For me, that's my sausage and peppers. I'm a big sausage and peppers guy, so I'll make like the sausage and peppers. Like I whittle them down to freaking like nothing. Throw the little marinara in there. Throw a little red wine in there. Season it up real nice. Toss the sausage back in there. I'll put it on a little bread or a little. Oh,
Ooh.
so good.
Last
So
night I
good.
actually had a spicy Nashville chicken soup, and I actually took some bread and dunked it right in. It was so good.
Spicy Nashville chicken
Can't-
soup.
It was like a Campbell's soup. It's like one of the chunky ones. I'm like, ooh, this looks delicious. Let's grab a couple cans.
That sounds good.
It is. It's like you expect it to be like super spicy, but no, it was just the right amount of like heat.
It's like a buffalo saucy type of heat.
Yeah,
or
it's
is
like
it
a buffalo-y kind of. It's
That
a
sounds
nice.
good.
It's very creamy.
I can co-sign that.
Yeah, like I recommend it. Like if you like a good spice. But folks, we will be back in just a few minutes. We're gonna have our quick ad break here. So
Alright.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw some clips up. We'll be back in a few minutes.
We
Thank you
gotta
very
pay the
much.
bills.
And 52. Show me that money. Oh. Oh. All right, let's try it again. Nope. You know what? We've already got 44. You know what? You can't do it 3 times. It can do it 3 times. Wow. Wow. Anders has a shotgun, just so you know.
But they gave me a pistol!
Yeah. And I took it.
It's death.
It's Teal or
No! No, 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 no.
Do you want to explain?
I do. I can explain. I can seriously explain. I can explain.
Press E first.
I've got nothing
Okay.
on me. Nothing
Why,
on me.
What happened? Why'd you do that?
The reason being is I watched both of them skulking around trying to hide things.
Whoa, deserve that!
Here, now friends on Steam ran a car. Let me DM you my friend code for Steam.
I might need to get going.
Okay. At least we know I can drive through the lava, so I don't have to worry about jumping. Okay, so we cannot drive through the lava. We have to worry about jumping.
Hi.
He was gonna shoot you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna shoot you.
I'm done.
No, I'm
don't
not.
shoot.
No, I'm not. Clearly, trust
If
is
you're
the
gonna
hardest.
shoot me, shoot me in a more colorful room because that room was so boring.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna
I
shoot
want
you.
another lobster.
I'm
Why
not
is it
gonna
called a
shoot
It's a
you.
lobster.
I promise, I'm
Wait.
not gonna shoot you. Ah,
No, you're not.
hey! You motherfucker!
You blew me up.
I love it! I love it so much! I'll tell you why I love it, okay? Because I'm a goblin, and this picture feels so goblin-y, and you gave me collarbones. Thank you for the collarbones. I
you
love
go.
that about
Look at that. That's
So-
really well done.
It's honestly, I genuinely like it. I'm not even joking. Like it's fucking badass. It's so good. Thank you for this.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. I like legitimately. I think it's awesome.
It's very
Goes-
well done. Like that's
Delivery there.
Ooh! Hey, look what I found!
Container. Is this C4? No, that's a battery.
Oh God.
No.
Hot.
No, this is C4.
This, hey,
Go
come
on,
here,
go
come
on.
here, come here!
Going.
Wait, wait, okay, okay,
Go
okay,
away.
okay,
Go away.
okay, okay, here,
Yeah,
here,
that's what
here,
I'm talking
here,
about.
take it. There we go.
Did I surprise you?
No, you did not. I am not easily surprised. Hello. Oh, I'm the best part of your
Hola.
day? Isn't that so
Oh,
sweet?
100%. I mean,
I
don't get me wrong.
appreciate
The other
that.
part of my day was me unconscious. So
There you go. Welcome on in. Also, thank you for the follow during the break. I appreciate you coming in. We have follow mode as anonymous. That way people don't feel called out. So welcome on in. So,
hi guys.
hello.
Yo.
So let's say somebody was just starting to create a Twitch channel or a TikTok, and they came to you and they asked for one piece of wisdom from you, like one of your a good piece of advice that you could give them that could like give them a bit of a jump start. Like, what would you tell them? The one thing.
What do you like to do? What do you like to do? Whatever you like to do, show us. That's the best piece of advice I can give you. And you know what? Maybe it'll flop. All right. Maybe it won't flop. But like I said, you are not alone in the type of content that you consume. That's why that content is out there. You're not alone in the type of content you consume. So if it's something that you like, I'll give you a perfect example. And he still hasn't taken me up on it. And I don't know that he will. But my buddy's a little, I don't want to use the word jealous, but he's a good friend of mine. I've known him my entire life. And he wants to get into content and he won't. And the reason why he won't get into content is because he says that he doesn't have the confidence to put that content out there. I have a couple of friends that kind of want to get into it. One can't do it because I think mostly it's because of his job. He can't do it because of his job, and that's tough. And you know, that's if you want to try to make a workaround for that, you can. But he says that he doesn't have the confidence to do it. And I said, well, why? What do you watch? And he's like, well, I'm a big NASCAR guy. I love NASCAR. I'm like, okay, make NASCAR content. Talk about stuff that you know. Talk about stuff that you care about.
Exactly. There's NASCAR games he could play. Like, he could actually play NASCAR. There's a bunch.
Do it, you know. And my buddy who is he works. He has an issue. Might have an issue with work. I understand that. Like that's real life interfering with this, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you can't do it, you can't do it. And I don't want to push him to do something that he doesn't have the ability to do because of his actual career. But if it's a confidence thing, just do it. Don't put your face on it. There's content without people's faces, you know.
There's disembodied voices that you don't have to put. Like, I could have done streaming without this avatar. I could have had no webcam, but personally, I wanted something for people to look at, like that they can be like, hey, there's someone playing games.
Yeah, whatever you like to do, just do it. And like I said, don't forego the good in pursuit of the great. Put your content out there. Put your content out there. There's zero wrong with putting your content out there. And like I said, do it for you. Content creation is literally just that. It's not there to get famous off of. It's there to create content. And if it's something you enjoy doing, you can be talking to one person, you can be talking to 2,000 people, you can be talking to 2 billion people. You're not going to get Eddie if you don't put the content out. So,
You know, it was a good quote that I actually quoted last night. I used to watch Dragon Ball Z, and there was a movie where Goku was fighting Broly, and Broly said, well, do you really think you have the power to defeat me? And Goku said, I don't know. I guess I'll never really know until I try.
That's it. You never know. 100% of the shots. Right? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly. Also, thanks for ringing the bell, Luna. It's good to have you in, hon. Thank you for coming by. Like, it's like it's true. You'll never know unless you put something out there. Like,
Never know.
there was
It
times
can
I'm
be the
like,
greatest thing.
yeah, there was times when I first started, I'm like, man, I don't know if I can keep doing this. But there was one viewer who was always consistent in my streams that wasn't Mrs. Desk. I'm gonna go ahead and say that now. Like, she's been here since almost the beginning. She always comes in. She always will just wish me a good day, and she'll just hang out. She'll just watch.
Isn't that just the best? That's just
Yeah.
the best.
And it makes me smile because it's like, out of all of the thousands of people that she could be out there watching, she comes here. It's humbling.
It is. It
Like-
truly is, because you could be spending your time anywhere, you know, and you choose to spend it with us, and we appreciate that. That's what part of building a community is. But you can't put out content and expect a community. You know, you have to grow that. You have to cultivate that.
Gonna be honest, I thought Desk was reacting to a video. I mean, technically it's a video feed. So, I mean, haha, he just wiped his nose. Let's go.
Itchy face. Itchy face. I have all the cat hair that's in the room now because Nova's running back. You can't see it, but the cat is just.
She's got the zoomies.
So like now I got cat hair flipping through the air. So it's like,
But like at the end of the day, like I look at my community, I look at my Discord. I'm like, we as a collective, like I never say I did this because at this point it's no longer just about me. It's about the community. Like we've built all of this together. Like I've taken people's feedback, I've taken their honest thoughts, and I'm like, some of it was hard to hear. It really was. But it helped me think. It's like, okay, well, if this is how one person feels, this is probably how some others are feeling and are probably too afraid to say something. So I respect it when somebody gives me honest criticism about like my channel or my sound or whatever. Like I accept it because it's like they want to see me improve.
Yeah, well, that's the best part about having a community is I can go on my Discord right now and jump into a channel, stream with them, and they'll call me out. They're like, "Look, your mic sounds like garbage. Your video's all over the place." I'm like, "Oh, I am sorry. Let's work it out." You know, there's been so many times I've jumped on stream, jumped on YouTube. You could ask Goose. He's seen it a dozen times. Where I'm like, "Okay, I don't know why my camera's not working. I don't know what's going on. No idea. Let's just troubleshoot it. Let's get at it." You know, you got people chatting with you in the chat. I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. We'll figure it out."
Yep,
Fortunately,
let's troubleshoot it live.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You know? You mold to it. For whatever reason, for a while, Black Ops didn't want to work. Okay, now we're just gonna stream something else until we figure that out later on.
I've done that before, where games like, all right, it doesn't want to work. But yeah, Luna here says, Badge, are you a journalist or doing tech? Because I recognize you from somewhere. And Goose, you're right. He's the EMT guy on TikTok who says no to phallic-looking objects. I remember when you first started, you would just zoom the camera and you would just shake your head, and now you have these like these semi-unhinged rants, and it's just like. He said, what?
So the unhinged rant. So back in the day, for those of you who aren't sort of familiar with the evolution of TikTok, back in the day, there was no 5-minute long videos or 10-minute long videos. It was like 30 seconds. That's all you really did. You had the Creator Rewards program, and the Creator Rewards program would pay you for videos under 15 seconds. So all of my videos had to be 15 seconds long. And that's where, now mind you, I didn't make the first no video with the intent of going any type of viral because I wasn't. My first no video, I had 2,000 followers. You needed 10,000 to monetize. And that first video brought me from 2,000 followers or 3,000 followers to 16,000 followers in the course of a day, which is I wish I could get that now.
It's insane.
That'd be lovely. But those long rants were in the comments because I wanted to keep you on the video as long as I could. Waha, ha ha ha.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're like, I'm here. You're here now.
And now that the creativity, or I guess now it's the Creator Rewards program. Now that has changed, they want minute-long videos. Now it's unhinged.
And honestly, I've watched the evolution of your videos, and I still go back to some of your old ones, even with you just shaking your head. No, it's like I could just kind of like envision what he wants to say. Like once you watch the content enough, it's just like you can kind of hear it in your head.
Oh yeah, and every time I sit down, I'm like, I'm bone dry. I can't figure out anything to say. And then as soon as I watch the video 2 or 3 times, I finally start getting into the mentality of, all right, let's write something funny about this. What is this thing? What am I looking at? All right, I'm looking at a giant banana sword. Okay, let's think about funny things about bananas. What's funny about bananas? Oh, they're phallic shaped as it is. And then my mind went to Fortnite because they have Peely in Fortnite. So that my mind went there. It went to bananas and pajamas. Like you just kind of start piecing stuff together, and it doesn't have to make sense. None of it has to make sense.
That's the beauty of the unhinged rant. It doesn't have to be. Yeah. We have 2 things here. First, I'm going to go ahead and say what Luna said because it's not a question so much as a statement. And then we have a question from Pinky. Luna Moon here says, I think you make good content, and if I have a bad day, I look for your videos to make my day better.
Oh, Jesus. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's honestly the best.
It's
best
a good
type
feeling.
Of compliment I can get. That is the best compliment I can get. It's wonderful. I've had so many people reach out and say something similar, and it's just a blessing every single time. It's truly a gift for you guys to be here. So I genuinely appreciate that. Thank you, Luna.
And Pinky Vader, hang on 1 second. Thought I saw a mouse. I must be seeing.
Hey, Pinky Vader, how you enjoying that desk setup?
They want to know, how do you come up with your jokes? Do you do research?
I am unhinged. I am a cacophony of caffeine, dark humor, and ridiculousness. So I just look at what I'm doing, and I know that, look, come hell or high water, in 4 hours I'm gonna have a video out. Let's make it happen. As jokes or as something funny, I'm very observational with my humor. And that's just always been in life. That's just my type of humor. I'll see things and think of funny stuff about it. I will start just jotting down ideas, or during the course of the week or month or year, if I think it's just a funny statement, I'll throw that into a jokes to be used folder and work it from there. And I'll see what if I could ever use it. I just used a phrase that was like something about a roulette wheel. I forget what it was, but I had written that like 6 months ago. And I'm like, finally a time I could use it. And then I just compile it, and then I start turning rambles into sentences and sentences into jokes, and then we work it from there. And then hopefully it lands. I in every video, more times than not, I try to have like a throwback something, or something that kind of links everything together. I did one that linked Saved by the Bell to something. I did another one that linked Bananas in Pajamas. I just try to bring it all together. The most recent one I did was like Jurassic Park themed, because it was like this giant raptor claw grabby thing. It was, I don't even want to get started on that thing. And,
You did. I could see the fear behind those eyes.
Yeah. And I just stay within that Jurassic Park realm, because it was like, it was literally one of those reach off the top shelf and grippy claw type deals. But it was like a T-Rex arm, and it was going like this. And I was like, whoa. I'm like, sorry, settle down. And I think the joke that I had made was, if that's what you're going to use, if that's the thought that you're going to have with this grippy claw thing, imagine what you would have done with that cryogenic can of shaving. Was there a cryogenic can of shaving cream? Is that what the claw's for? And I was like, and it just kind of evolved from there,
There we go. Sorry, my headphones were getting a little weird. I had to position them there.
Nice.
So I'm gonna go ahead and hydrate before I say what Luna's got here next.
Drink from that watch.
I know, right? Hydration, battery acid. Luna here says to Desk,
meth.
how do I get Meth Man? I knew it was you.
I knew it.
To Desk, how do I get that good as you? Because I think I'm still bad at what I do. So let me go ahead and preface that by saying, comparison is the thief of joy.
That is the best piece of advice. That is so good.
Like, don't compare what you do to my content. The thing that, like, all I can really tell you is, try to come on, be what you want to be. Like, listen, Luna, I catch your content at times, and I think you're doing all right. Maybe one of these times we can sit down and I can go over what you have. I'm no expert. I'm going to start that right now. I'm not an expert. So whatever I tell you, please take with a grain of salt.
We can't tell you what you should do. We can tell you what we do.
Like, there's only, like, I started these interviews, like I said, as a way to grow. And one person once, when I told her the idea, she's like, oh, well, no one's going to want to watch someone with only 100 followers. I'm like, all right, you know what? Let's do this. I started reaching out.
Every person that has 200 followers only had 100 followers.
See, the thing is this person forgets she was at my point one time too. And like, looking at things, I started asking people, and I got a lot of no's before I got that first yes. And that first yes was a girl over on TikTok who is a furry who cosplays her OC. And it was a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah, my very first interview was with Lexi the Pop-Tart Wolf. She was a lot of fun. And I'm hoping to have her back at some point. Yeah, she's a sweetheart, and her fursuit is just amazing. Like, and then I started talking to people like Zom Danny, OceanX, Yomi Quinley, other VTubers of various sizes. I had Spook and Jukes on, who was a big Dead by Daylight creator, stuff like that. Then I reached out and asked No Panic Button. I asked Popo. I've asked you. It's just evolved. It's like, you know what? The worst I could be told by somebody is no thank you.
That's it. Make a spreadsheet, write down creators, take your shot.
Yeah. I'm very scared to ask people. I'm just going to be honest. You're going to have to get over that fear.
You got to get past it.
Yep. Like, if you fear is what inhibits us. Bravery is still doing it in spite of that fear.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can be. I was scared to ask people like No Panic Button and stuff, not because of his size, but because I know him and other larger creators are very busy people. Like, there's only so much you can do, you know? There's only so much time in the day, and the fact that he agreed, it's like, oh, cool. Now I have to put together a show.
I remember walking into No Panic Button server, and mind you, imposter syndrome in this business is very real.
Yes,
It's
sir.
Very, very real. I have 2 million followers across my platform. I will 100% tell you, and it gets on my people's nerves sometimes, I really think, but I don't see it, right? So I remember going into No Panic Button server, and he was in there with his crowd. He had maybe, I don't know, 15 people in there just hanging out. And I clicked in, and I didn't say a word because now, in my mind, and I don't care what he says, this is how I feel. I'm in the presence of somebody who, and I see he's in there. That's why I went in there. I'm in the presence of somebody who I respect as a creator. I'm in the presence of somebody who I admire as a person. I'm in the presence of someone who I respect as someone who is just dramatically larger on his platform than me. And I walked into that Discord, didn't say a word, and the entire Discord stopped talking. They're like, oh my God, Badge 502 is here. Badge 502 is here. And Mark stopped dead in his set. Oh my God, Badge is here. Badge, are you here? Do you know what that does to a person, to hear somebody that they respect, that they care about, exude that kind of energy? There's no feeling like it. And you're
There
not going
isn't.
to get that feeling if you don't take that trip. You got to do it.
And what's funny is I actually popped in a couple of weeks ago. He was in a group chat with people. I pop in, I say hello. He stops us. Oh, hey, Desk, good to see you here. And everyone's like, wait, the interview guy?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
It's
that. He's like, the same one.
yeah,
One of the
that's
biggest
it.
things. Sorry.
Just do it. Just do it.
One of the biggest thing with talking to bigger creators and talking about interviews, etc., schedule weeks in advance. Don't even attempt to be like, hey, are you free next week? And be like, hey, do you have a few hours, sometimes X month, to do an interview? Exactly. Like I fully plan on it. Goose knows this. I fully plan on reaching back out to Mark and be like, hey, do you want to come back for a round 2? Because our first one, you were plagued with internet issues, and I feel like we could do a show that gives you the proper respect of your time, because it was difficult that night because both sides kept cutting out, and I want to be able to give him the
it's like
proper.
choppy.
Yep, I want to give him the proper platform to be able to, like, just be present and not have to worry about him cutting out.
Mhm.
I've got No Panic as playing in a one shot. I'm going to be starting in about a week and a half. Well, congrats! I hope it goes well.
Nice.
Badge, are you still at EMT or not?
I am absolutely. I'm still an EMT. I don't just play one on television. You know.
No, he's the real deal.
I'm a volunteer EMT for the organization that I came up with. When I went to EMT school, the way I started was I was just interested in doing it. And I spoke with someone who was on the particular department that I'm on now. I was like, how do I get involved? They're like, you just need to go down and talk to him. Went down and talked to him. I probationary member for them for about 6 months. Volunteer organizations are a great way if you want to break into EMS, because a lot of times they'll send you to EMT school, which mine did. So I went to EMT school, did fortunately very well, but I also went to EMT school in the beginning, right when it started, of COVID. My EMT school started when COVID started. So I ended up going full virtual. That's also when I got hired on at the police department, was during the end of COVID. Well, not during the end, but during the middle of COVID, we'll say. But I am now still very much faithfully with my volunteer department, and I work per diem as an EMT as well for a little side money. And I'm able to do my writing there. I'm able to do a lot during my downtime. So it's all kind of works its way in. But yeah, I am absolutely still an EMT.
And that's, like, again, I'm going to say it. I said at the beginning, I appreciate what you do for your community. I have a massive respect for emergency responses, like EMTs and medical. Like, y'all, excuse my language, y'all see some shit.
See some shit. And it's like, there's a lot of things you can do within it. For example, I just because I really wanted to, I wanted to maybe get into do some drone work, some drone operation work. So I went and I got my Part 107 commercial drone operation license. So I have my drones back behind me here. With that, I was able to get what's called a COA, a certificate of authorization. So I am now a drone pilot for my organization. So I can teach people in my organization how to fly. And in doing so, if we have a rescue operation or anything like that, I could put the drone in the air. The police department has the ability, if they want to go ahead and purchase a drone, which I'm not letting them use mine, but if they can purchase a substantially better one and bigger one, and I can teach them how to use it, and then they're on their own. They can do whatever they want. But you can do anything. There's so many avenues as long as you take that step, that first step. It's all about that first step.
It is. And let me see here. Luna's got another thing. Is a lot of it privatized or federal run? P.S. Sorry for bending the rules a bit. I don't live over there.
No problem. So there's not, I wouldn't say federally run. There's no like United States EMS, if you will. There might be. Maybe like the Border Patrol has like some EMS or something like that. But there is privatized EMS. There's absolutely privatized EMS. There is EMS run through private companies. There's EMS run through hospitals. And then there's volunteer organizations. There's town organizations. There's police department run EMS. There's fire department run EMS. The town that I live in is a town run fire department in which the fire department has the EMTs as well, which is why that's why I'm not a EMT for the town that I live in, because I'm not on the fire department. But yeah, there's all sorts of different agencies. Absolutely.
That's honestly, I learned something today. Look at that.
Whole bunch of different types. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Mr. Badge here, I wanted to once again, before we end the
Mr.
show.
Badge is my dad.
You know what? Fine.
That's
Bad.
not true.
But no, I just wanted to once again, before we end the show, thank you for coming on. It's been a delight just being able to talk with you and learn a few things. Before we go, do you have any special announcements you want to make for any content that might be coming up or anything like that?
I mean, I'm going to be doing my podcast later on tonight. If anybody wants to take a peek over on the Badge 502 YouTube, I'm going to be having the Rice Man himself, Jeremy Kim, Soju, is going to be on. The Quiet Shift podcast is finally getting back into action now that I have a portable studio set up where the background doesn't look like garbage. And it's been just kind of like chipping away at that. It's I don't do it super aggressively. But now seeing your setup, I'm definitely going to be trying to do a cool little foray into this, because this is really fun. This is really cool. I really enjoy this.
It helps you learn a lot about people.
Yeah, and the really good news is I have a goose.
Yes,
So
you do.
he could-
Honestly,
so-
big shout out to Goose, by the way, for helping be the middleman to get things taken care of since you've been pretty busy. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
Goose is the
it's been a
tape that held
rocket
this
week.
together. Yes. Speaking of which, let's give Goose a quick shout out.
Let's give him. They'll deserve it. And you know what? They do this out of the goodness of their heart.
Yeah,
and it's just-
Pinky
I'm
Vader
truly
as
lucky.
well. Thank you for the assistance as well, for getting things put together. Like, this was definitely a team effort on Badge's side. I was just
have
the
the
one
best bunch of knuckleheads on the fucking planet. I really do.
Yeah, and Goose recommended you originally. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, at first I'm like, who's that again? Like, EMT guy. Oh, I know him. Yes. I just don't typically recognize a lot of people by name. I go by face.
I hear that loud and clear. Yeah.
Like,
But yeah, other than that, my socials are all pretty much all Badge 502, except for my Instagram, which is EMT Badge 502. If you guys want to take a peek, go ahead and do it.
I
You know,
did
it's-
go ahead and
it's
I
a fun
did
time.
post that all up there for you. Your Instagram,
Oh, beautiful.
TikTok,
I
Facebook,
appreciate
all
that.
that fun stuff.
I appreciate that.
And the thing is, the biggest ego boost I've had so far in my career streaming, I followed someone I had not heard of before. She's like an axolotl style VTuber, like a humanoid version. Very cute.
Mhm.
Just, thank you for following me, the desk agent. Wait a minute, you're the interview guy. I'm like,
It's the best feeling.
oh, I
It's
love
the
that.
best feeling. It's the best feeling.
Same thing when I was on TikTok talking to somebody. I was like, one of his rules was no spam. I said, oh, come on, I just made this delicious spam sandwich. What am I supposed to do with it? He goes, he's like, well, hello there, the desk agent. Wait a minute, I recognize that name. Wait a minute.
That's funny.
Aren't you friends with
That's actually-
Popo?
that's
I'm like,
that's
I
actually
am. He
really
goes,
funny.
oh, you.
Yeah.
Hi.
And it's awesome. And let me tell you, I like the same way, like every so often I'll find a creator that, like, you don't have to have 1 million followers for me to follow you. If you make content that I enjoy, which is why, and also creators will get this a lot. They'll be like, you have, let's say on TikTok, you have 800,000 followers on TikTok, but you only follow like 200 people. Why is that? I'm like, well, let me ask you a question. Do you follow creators that you like? Yes. Well, so do I. I don't need to follow every
Exactly.
single creator.
Speaking of which,
my feed is going to look like.
Speaking of which, folks, if this is going to be a little bit of a shameless plug, if you do like the style of interviews here that you see, feel free to follow. I do at least 1 to 2 a week in throws with also playing various games, retro, modern. Most of the times I do like to join Popo Blanco over on his Twitch when he does like
Nice.
community nights. Tonight, I believe he's doing Among Us. No, that was last night he was doing Among Us. So if you join my server, feel free to come over there. I'll actually tag when I do. Please feel free to. Last night was Cards. Oh, okay, that's
Nice.
right. Cards Against Humanity. Yeah, sorry I missed that. I was having a bit of a rough day, and I was like, I'm done with the day. I quit. I'm done. I'm going home. I'm punching out. Good night.
This day has ended.
Yeah, I didn't sleep well the night before, and I had to be down to my folks like at 8 in the morning to get my oil changed and my car inspected. It's like I didn't sleep, and now I gotta drive 2 hours 2 ways.
No
Ugh.
thanks. Hard pass.
I'm like, I'm done. I quit. You're on your own. Community. Good night.
And that is, as they say, that.
Basically, that's all she wrote. More like Murder She Wrote. I was about ready to kill someone.
Pound
Funny?
for pound.
You know-
Pound for pound, by the way, the most dangerous city in all of literature, Cabot Cove. Everybody dies there. It's the most dangerous. I make that joke all the time. Most dangerous place in the world, Cabot Cove.
Mm-hmm. If you go there, guaranteed you're gonna be a victim in someone's story.
That's it. That is it.
No apologies needed. Everyone should take time for those. Exactly. Always make sure you're prioritizing your own health. You can't do
You are
anything
the
for
only
anyone.
you that you have.
Yes. And with Jessica Fletcher is the Batman of that place. Exactly. So on that note, I think we're gonna go ahead and we're going to pick a target to go say hello to and raid. Let's see, what do we have here? Lethal
am I
Company.
wrong in thinking that rating like went away for a little while?
It did for a bit.
That's cool. I like that they brought that back then.
Like it's always been around, it just wasn't very popular.
Because I remember watching a couple streams, watching clips of streams where like, Ninja or like Shroud, they'll just go, they'll raid with 3, 4, 5, 6,000 people. All of a sudden this guy just get all these follows and likes and subscriptions and they start freaking out. It's like such a crazy feeling.
Yeah, like I've been rated. There's a term in VTubing called Oshi, which means like, someone you look up to, your inspiration. I had one of them raid into me. It's like, oh, well, hello, hi. One of them raided into me while I was playing 7 Days to Die. And
Okay.
I had something installed that as one zombie per raider would spawn.
Okay.
She raided me and 93 zombies appeared on screen and crashed my game.
Ah!
It's like, oh no.
Oh no. Oh my god.
The true
Abort.
final boss was the raid. Let's see. We could send people to go watch Dead by Daylight, or maybe we could go see Kingdom Hearts because that's always fun. My friend Sunny's playing that. We also have some people playing Repo, which is a new game that just came out that's like Lethal Company.
Oh gosh.
Let's see. I want to give eyes to someone that I enjoy watching. Let me see if I can find them. If they're even online. You're here somewhere. I know you're here somewhere. Oh, you might not even be on. Hang on. Oh, aha! Here she is. She's currently doing a subathon, Trash Control. She is another fellow VTuber, a goblin. A very chaotic little goblin. Should raid into us in half an hour. If you were live, I would. But I still have to take time to grab a bite before I come play that with you. So we're going to raid into Trash Control today. Oh, and you gotta hydrate. I'm actually gonna use my 1 soda redeem for myself today.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, you're one.
Well, define one, right? I have a bottle, right?
Yes. Let's go ahead and no, not Emergent Space Sea Raid. There we go. There we
See, I
go.
don't know how to do any of this.
I mean, if you ever want to sit down and talk about it, I'm more than happy to give you the insight of what I know.
And that's probably going to be both
Yeah. If,
happily requested and necessary.
yeah. Just
there's,
send
only so
me.
much, there's only so much Goose can freaking survive me freaking bothering him.
Just go ahead and send me a friend request on Discord, and we can chat up sometime, and I can take a peek at what your setup is, and we can go from there.
Cool. Sounds great, man.
Yeah. I helped Popo with his stuff. I don't mind helping you. Yeah, there's definitely no bother, like Goose says. Like, if you ever have any questions, my DMs are open. Feel free to
Beautiful.
reach out.
I love that.
But remember, folks, take care of yourself. Lots of water. Eat plenty of good food. Sleep. Make sure you take your meds if you have any meds. Just take care of yourself. You are your only you.
That's it. Work hard. Be kind always. Don't forget to tell somebody that you love them.
Exactly. And for that, folks, have a good night. I'll see you over on Homebrew Himbo's channel for Baldur's Gate. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.